What's up? Oh, shit. 1 second. Oh, God. Nope, that's a problem. 1 second. We're falling. I'm not falling. Not falling down. Fuck. No, we're really falling. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. What the fuck? What a fucking asshole. What the Jesus? Okay, wait. Hold. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. I'm here. Just trying to fix my mic. Am I going the right fucking way? Okay. My mic was falling over. Come on, you cunt. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. How is everyone? Whew. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. My OBS just didn't want to run, so I had to update my drivers. And then I tried working the OBS again, and then it didn't want to run a second time, so I had to restart the computer, and then it was like, oh, we're okay now. It just needs to be restarted. After all that. Always restart first and then try everything else. Hello YouTube, how are you? 1 second, I'll drag you over here so I can see y'all. Give me that. Pop out. Lads, there's some of the things that you've been admitting to. You're lucky it's anonymous. Some of you are admitting to crimes. Crimes. Like, you're like, I don't give a fuck, I'll throw her down the stairs. Fuck her. I'm like, okay. Am I the asshole? Debatable. Debatable. I read a few of them. I read a few. Just to see what was happening. But did they deserve it? I think so. I think that if I was in the same situation, I would throw them downstairs. But let's go. How is everybody? How y'all doing? We'll wait for like 120 people to get here, and then we'll start into the confessions. I'll just, sit back and like wait with you all for a bit. How is everyone? They deserve it. Sorry, I already read your comment, Richard, but they definitely did. There we go. How are you today? I'm good. I slept good. Did anyone here sleep good? Look, listen to me saying I slept good. Listen to me, like. I'm oh yeah, you can send your am I the a-hole comments into the anonymous box, but I won't be reading them live on stream if you put them into the comment section. My headache is gone, thank God. It took so long to go away. I had a 400 milligram ibuprofen and I had my dinner and it was gone. But I still had a little bit of a headache going to bed at like 11. So it did take a bit of time for it to go away fully. But I have gotten 8 hours sleep like 3 nights in a row. It's great. I slept like a brick at the bottom of the Thames last night. I have never heard anyone say that before, but it's a good one. What time works for me is an energy drink and ibuprofen. Energy drink wasn't working for me. Unfortunately, it wasn't helping at all. But dinner, food, and the ibuprofen. That's what did it. Is it awake? Yes, it's awake. And I'm sorry, I tried to get this up, but the stickiness wasn't sticking. So when I'm off tomorrow, I'm going to go to town and get some more sticky tape to stick it back up with. And remember how I said that I thought there was like lights? There was, but they're not there anymore. I think my mom took them down. So I'm going to buy more lights tomorrow to hang down on the walls as well to make it pretty. What type of music do you like? Everything and anything. I'll listen to anything, like, genuinely. It just depends on my mood. I'll literally listen to Irish rap, Japanese orchestra music, London grime, just Finnish black metal. I'll listen to anything as long as I'm in the mood. No, I don't speak Gaelic. Only people in Scotland speak Gaelic. People in Ireland speak Irish. I've never once heard of folk rap. That sounds cringe. That sounds fucking cringe. Good morning from southern USA. Good morning. What time is it where you're from? What the fuck is folk rap though? Is it someone dressed as, I don't know, a fucking hobbit rapping about, I don't know, their social problems that are happening in the Shire? What the fuck is folk rap? I can't even imagine it. Would you mind playing one of my songs and giving me some honest feedback? Sorry, I don't do that. That wouldn't be my kind of stream. And I wouldn't know what kind of music you'd be giving me either. So, you know, if you start sending me stuff with slurs in it, I don't know who I'm going to send them back to. So is folk rap the spark or something? Oh my god, I hope not. I hope not, because I can't imagine it. Do you like Black Sabbath? No. Don't like dad rock or metal, really. Sorry. No, it's dad rock I like. I like Bon Jovi. I like Bon Jovi. I like Ghost. Yes, Ghost is dad rock, if you were wondering. But I don't like dad metal, like Black Sabbath and AC/DC. Alice in Chains. Don't like them. Never liked them. Sorry. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you can come and join us on Twitch, I would really appreciate it. So you don't like Ozzy? No. Do I have to like him because he's trending now? I think he was funny for a recovering alcoholic and a drug addict. But do I think he's a winning personality? God, no. Cheating on his wife all the time. Kills chickens in his garden. Kills cats. Constantly on drugs and alcohol his entire life. It's not really a role model behavior or winning father of the year. Dirty if you ever in a chill out mood. Is that a band? I like to listen. I find currently I've been listening to a lot of shoegaze genre. What the fuck is shoegaze? I swear people are making up these words now. That's crazy. Like, after they found blood in his drug stream. Mood. So that's why I don't like Black Sabbath. No, I just don't like Black Sabbath. I just don't like their music. I think it's boring. I don't like old metal. I just don't. I think it's boring. I think it's interesting, and I think it's great that they walked so that metal nowadays could run, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. It's like saying, you know, I have to like classical music because a lot of music came from classical music. It's like, you don't have to like it. You can say, yeah, sure, respect, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. I think it's really weird when people get bent out of shape if you don't like classic metal. I'm just like, bro, why do you make such a big deal about it? What's your opinion on Kneecap? Love Kneecap. Yeah, you can respect something and not like it. Facts. That's how I feel about it. But not AC/DC. I knew there was something weird about you. Nah, I don't like AC/DC either. I just don't. But no, I've never liked that band either. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Coheed and Cambria? Is it Coheed? I've never been into them. I never really liked their music. I did give them an honest to God try a few times when I was younger, but I think they were more an American thing than they were Irish thing, because I never saw them on Scuzz or Kerrang, and I didn't really have any friends that liked them. So whenever I looked them up, I was just kind of like, what's my favorite Kneecat song? I actually really like Guilty Conscience. And then I actually might have to say Get Your Brits Out, because it's the second one that comes to my head. But I do really like Guilty Conscience. I like the beat to it. Have you ever listened to Big Country? I don't even know what that means. Is that like country music? Is it a band? Do you like Lion's Tea? No. I'm not Protestant. It's Barry's or nothing. It's Barry's or nothing. If you're watching on YouTube, come and join us on Twitch. We're only doing quick chats before we start into the am I the a-hole confessions from the chat. I drink my tea with a straw because I'm autistic. It's my superpower. Big Country is a band. Never heard of them. That sounds like a country band. Like country music. Oh my god, Night Raptor, dude, thank you so much for the first 2 gifted subs. Mwah. As you can see, we have fallen, but I adjusted the fall to match the stream. What about no? I'm sorry, I don't really like any cringe wannabe Irish music. It just doesn't do it for me. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I don't like any of that Dropkick Murphy stuff or Flogging Molly's. I just feel like it's so cringe. I don't like it. It's just American bands trying to get money off Americans who want to pretend they're Irish. Like, I like the Dubliners, sure, because they're an actual Irish band. But I don't like Dropkick Murphys because they're a wannabe Irish band. Does that make sense? And the only people that like them I see are a lot of Americans. Or English. What about the Cranberries? My mum went to school with the lead singer. I've never actually listened to a single song from Fontaine's DC. Is it Fontaine's? I have no idea how to pronounce it either. Shut up. Funny. If anyone here can recommend any good songs from Fontaine's, I'd like to listen to them. I just have never done it yet. Flogging Molly isn't American though. Are they not American? It sounds like an Irish American band. But why are we why are we just we're on the topic of music, I guess, for today. American here, we love pretending we're Irish. It's fine. It's fine. We leave you off. We're pretty cool about it. We don't care. We got other things to fry. We got other things to worry about. Out of school, Gigi was part of an Irish style band called Shamrock Wings. God, the only half Irish member was the vocalist. God. It's just the names, like Shamrock Wings. Like, what? Who comes up with these fucking names? Like, oh, I cringe so hard. Oh, man. Think of your most insanely cringe Irish band name. Please, come on. In the chat right now. Please, come on. Give me some good ones. Oh, Shamrock Wings. That's definitely up there. That's a competitor. Have you watched K-pop Demon Hunters? I have. Really good. Really liked it. Flog and Molly is from Los Angeles, USA. Oh, so they are American. Initially performing at a Hollywood bar named Molly Malone's, which also inspired the band's name. Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms. It doesn't make me... No, Lucky Charms feels like a K-pop group. I don't think Lucky Charms is bad. But Shamrock Dreams... Or Shamrock Wings. Shamrock Dreams as well. Fuck, that's bad. The average white band name kind of cringe. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. Shamrocks, Harps members include at least one Sean and one Paddy. No, it can't be Paddy. It has to be like Paddy. 4-winged clover. 4-winged clover. We'll take that. The Bray City Rollers. Nah, that sounds like a roller derby fucking name. I'm looking for something like, you know, the Blarney Stoners. I love that one. The Blarney Stoners. That's good. Oh my god. The Blarney Shoulders. The Shillelagh Shakers. That sounds like, you know, an old person's like meetup on a Thursday where they do like Kaylee dances. Come on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. and join the Shillelagh Shakers. That's brilliant. It sounds like a sports team. I like Shillelagh Shakers. That's my favorite so far. Oh no. No one got any good ones. People are calling me a clanker. Wow. Do I have alopecia? No. I just like to wear wigs because I have no interest in messing with my hair. The Whiskey Whalers. Man, you're coming up with great ones. Oh my god. You're great at naming bands. The Whiskey Whalers. That's a great name though. The High Kings is a proper good band. That is Whiskey Whalers. That's a great one. Fuck, you're really good at this, man. You've gotten 2 in a row. The Shillelagh Shakers and the Whiskey Whalers. That'd be a great name for a book. What the fuck is a clanker? It's a derogative term for a robot. So that's what we'll be calling the robots when they start to become sentient. Like, you know, when your daughter comes home and says, "Daddy, but I love him." And he's like, "He's a fucking clanker, Clara. What are you doing going out with a fucking clanker? I will never, ever support this. Get out of my house. No daughter of mine will marry a fucking clanker." Oh, 2100 problems. 2100 problems. 22nd century problems. Yeah, so if you ever get angry at a robot or AI, just call it a fucking clanker. It's like, you fucking clankers. Oh my god. How's your chin? It's nearly better. It's nearly better. It's got a decent scab on it. So I'm just trying to keep it covered until the scab is gone. The fiddling banshees. Yeah, that's cringe. That's pretty cringe. As I said though, if you're watching on YouTube, come and join us on Twitch. If we get to 220 viewers, then we'll start into the Am I the A-hole confessions. Did you like my new video on YouTube? Or on YouTube, by the way, my YouTube short. If you had to give your friend breakup advice, what would it be? Depends on the breakup. Like, genuinely. It just depends on the type of breakup it is. Like, you know, are you breaking up with your husband? Are you breaking up with a long-term partner? Did he cheat on you? Did you cheat on him? Are you the reason it fell apart? Are they the reason it fell apart? It all depends on the situation, the advice that you can give. Because maybe you were the problem. Maybe you have to sort yourself out. Maybe they were the problem and you just need time to fix, to, like, you know, heal. It all depends on the situation. I feel like a lot of people get cheated on nowadays, though. I've seen, like, a lot of people being like, yeah, I was cheated on. It was not aligning. Then fuck it. It wasn't aligning. There's not really much to say besides that. Like, you know, just, you know, admit that this person wasn't the right person for you. And, you know, just keep motoring and try and find someone that aligns with the things that you want and the things that you want to achieve. Because I saw a video there on YouTube or on TikTok this morning, and this girl found this guy on Tinder, and she asked from, like, the first date, and she was American. She asked from the first date saying, like, you know, what is your political alignment? And by that she meant, like, are you a liberal or are you a Republican? And the date said that he voted for Kamala Harris, and she said, oh, okay, that's fine. So she knew that they politically aligned together in some way. At least they voted for the same party. And after 2 months of dating, after they became exclusive, he turned around to her and said that he lied to her and that he actually voted for Trump. But he wanted her to see that she is giving away a good guy because they didn't politically align. And she said, no, I told you from the beginning that I am only interested in people who are politically aligned with my beliefs. You lied to me, and you continue to lie to me as well. What do you think? Yeah, nothing like starting a relationship off by lying. That would be the first thing that I'd be like, oh no, you lied. You lied to me for 2 months. This is not going to work. He's proving her right. You can't trust. Like, if he had said at the beginning that, you know, he did vote for Trump, but he felt like he'd made a mistake, and he was interested in getting to know her and her political views and see how it went. And that could have been something she could work with, because at least then he's admitting that he can grow and that, you know, he might be a centralist and not as right-winged as he thinks he is. And that's fair. Like, I just don't believe that you can be one or the other. You can vote Republican, you can vote Democrat, then you can vote Republican, and then you can vote Democrat. It just all depends on what your alignments are. But I think it's stupid that there's only two parties or independents in America. See, this is the reason I'm glad I'm single, not politically aligned, nor do I vote at all. Yeah, but not voting is also useless as well, though. It's important to vote. It's important to show. I think it's very important to vote because, you know, a lot of people might not have had the right to vote. So it's important to use your privilege in order to give your opinion on something. Voting for the presidency is useless. Voting for your state and local government is important. I think all are important, because did you see what Trump was saying yesterday? That what he said, the quiet part out loud, when he was asking if they were at war, that people wouldn't be allowed to vote. So I think America, in the next 3 years, you will find yourself in a war, and Trump will use that as a way to try and keep office. Wonder who you'll be at war with, though. Oh, are you an ex? Are you a criminal, like ex-criminal? Natural gift to make money, and they hired to spend the money on the people. How much do you need to pay to get medical attention? I don't know what that fucking means. That seems like a fucking maths question from 2006. It's like, Jerry has 5 apples. If Sarah takes 3 apples from Jerry, how many apples does Jerry have in order to pay for his medical care? But anywho, how is everyone? Is everyone having a good Tuesday? Hello. Welcome to my Twitch chat, first timer. How you doing? You're all sad? Oh, I'm sorry. Your Tuesday's going great? That's good. That's good. Remember, you only have 3 days left. You got this, baby. You got this. And if you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying the chat, please come and join us on Twitch. I'd really appreciate the support. I'm trying to grow my Twitch account, and the more people that come and join us, the bigger my Twitch will grow, and I'd really appreciate it. Let's get to 150 viewers on Twitch. So today we had the... One second, I have to, because I shut down my computer, so I have to find the form again. So we did a chat, am I the asshole, anonymous confession. So if you had a confession that you wanted to get people's opinion on, you could have put it into the anonymous confession box, and then I will read out your confessions, and the chat will vote if you're an asshole or not. So that's what we're doing today. So let's see. This day is starting off better than yesterday, which for me was the bastard child of a shit show and a clusterfuck. That was Friday for me. And willingness to grow. That is a good building block, but building anything on a lie and deception never turns out in a good situation. It's true. It is true. First time watching any streamer. Love your content. Good way to start Tuesday. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's get started into some of these. I turned off the responses so people weren't sending them in while I was reading them. So this is the first one. So, am I the a-hole for putting over 10 pounds of sugar in my car? What? When the car was mine, that I was payments, and my mother told me. When I was 15 years old, and she told me I have to let her have my car, but she was going to give it to the man that ruined my life when I was a child. So I poured, I want to say like 15 pounds of sugar in the gas tank and told her to get my stupid car. So I watched her destroy the engine because I heard he was not going to give back my car. So I thought if I can't have my car, nobody can. I guess the question is, am I the a-hole for destroying my own car because I won't let my family take my car and not give it back to me? I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. If it's your car, did you pay for the car though? That's the next thing. But here's the question though. Here's the question. What if they didn't pay for the car and they're just feeling entitled to the car? Yeah, was the title in your name? Like, is it your car? Because like, that's like my brother saying, that's my car. But what if my mom paid for the car, and the car was in my mom's name, and my mom had to drive it to work. Because he's 15 years old. So how can you drive a car at 15 years old? You can't. If they had the title, they could just report it stolen. But you can lose your voting. Well, sorry, I can't go back to another topic. But what do you think? Do you think this person's the asshole, or do you think they're justified in destroying the car? But they're 15 years old. They can't drive the car. It can't be their car. It's probably her car. So I think in the States you can drive at 14. No, you can't. You can drive at 14. No, I thought it was 16 in the United States. Yeah, I feel like that was a stupid thing to do. I don't think it's a level-headed, normal reaction. Like, you know, if you want the car, just take the fucking car. You can drive it off-road any age. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. In Ireland, it's 17. What age is it in your country? Whichever country you're from in the chat. Good day, Blackie. When was it 14? It's 16. I thought it was 16 in the States. You can get your learners at 14. On a hard shift license, you can drive as early as 14 if you prove your family needs you to drive. Where you can drive on a farm under 16. Yeah, on a farm is different though. I think on a farm in Ireland, it's also 15. 16 in Pennsylvania, and if you have a Cinderella license for 2 years. 16 for a learner's license in Canada. Yeah, like 14 is way too young to be on the road. Way too young. Singapore is 18. Singapore? Wow, that's crazy. Are you actually watching from Singapore right now? What time is it in Singapore? I'd love to go to Singapore. Stop. Yeah, I think this person is the asshole, and you are kind of crazy. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you. But these people are in the chat right now, hopefully watching. So let's get on to the next one. I was coming home from the gym and saw a woman throwing a cigarette from a car window onto the street. So I kneeled down, picked up the cigarette, and chucked it back through the car window. The woman at the seat let out a yelp, but before anything more happened, I just turned around and left. I know she likely just threw the cigarette again, but for some reason, it's one of the things that annoys me about the lack of civic mindedness in my country. I didn't want to just watch it happen, so am I the a-hole? No, I don't think so. I think anyone who throws cigarettes out the window is disgusting. You're a fucking chav. It's just classless behavior. I hate seeing cigarettes on the floor. I hate it because seagulls eat it, pigeons eat them. You're just fucking classless. Like, just fucking put it in a bin. I don't care if you smoke. It doesn't bother me at all whatsoever. I just don't like when animals unfortunately eat fiberglass as a result of you being a fucking lazy chav. I can empty a bin when I see one. Exactly. Have an ashtray. Can you actually drive and smoke cigarettes in the UK? In Ireland, you get 3 points on your license. Or is it 5? I'm not sure. What you can in the States, that's crazy. As long as there's no kids in the car. Makes sense. In Ireland, you're not allowed to. No smoking. Because, like, they see it that you have a cigarette in your hand, so you're going to be putting your hand up to smoke the cigarette when both hands have to be on the wheel. The States don't care if kids are in the car. That's fucking crazy. So, like, it's totally cool that you have a child in the back of the car and you're smoking a cigarette. Seriously. That's fucked. Like, is anyone, like, in Finland, is it the same? Like, can you smoke cigarettes in the car? Even if there's kids in there. In the US, they don't care, but they won't stop people from saying something. I've sat in the back seat for plenty of cigarettes. Yeah, but it's really bad for you. You need to take your hand off the wheel for handbrake and gears. True, but you're only off for, I guess, as you say, a few seconds. But, like, same thing for cigarettes, I guess, too. But is it just me or anyone else? When I was a kid, yes, but not anymore. But is it illegal? Is it legal to smoke and drive in your country? And if it isn't legal to smoke in your country and drive, please tell me what country you're in. In Ireland, it is illegal to drive your car and smoke cigarettes or vape. You get 5 points on your license, and I think the most you can get is 12. You can, but don't you dare throw that out the window. Why? What happens if you throw it out the window in Germany? Do you get in trouble for it? You can't smoke with someone underage in the car. Is that in Finland? You're not allowed to smoke cigarettes in a car with underage 15-year-olds, but there's no consequence. Like, they just say you can't. Like, what? It's good that they made it illegal to smoke with children in the car, at least. I'll get a fine. Good. The state is in its smoke with children. The state is, it's against the law to smoke with a child in the car. Okay. I just hate when people smoke with children in the car. It's disgusting, like. Because I was in France at my dad's wedding, and I don't smoke. I was at my dad's wedding, and my dad's wife's sister has a 10-year-old daughter who's the nicest little girl you'd ever meet. She's a gorgeous little girl. And they got into the car to drive to the restaurant, and the little girl was in the back of the car. And I almost wanted to ask her to come out. If I had better French, I would be like, do you want to come with us in the taxi? Like me and Ferry. Because her mum was smoking in the front of the car, and her grandfather was smoking in the front of the car. So even before they'd pulled out of the driveway, the whole car was full of smoke. Like, full of smoke, because it was February, so they weren't rolling the windows down. So they were driving with the whole car just full of cigarette smoke. And I was watching it, and I was just like, that is the most fucking chav ghetto shit I have fucking seen. That is disgusting. Like, oh, it was dirty. I wanted to take her out of the car. Fuck. It's rotten. Disgusting. Anyway, don't do that. Please don't do that. It's so bad. So let's get on to the next one. Okay. So that person, I wouldn't say they're the asshole. I produce a material that is very basic for production of a lot of goods. Despite this, only 3 companies in North America produce it due to the low margin of production. One of my competitors is in Mexico and was trying to undercut the market for this material. I reported them as linked to the cartel, and they got shelled by the Mexican military and their factory got burned down. That has to be fake. If this person's in the chat right now, that is crazy. That's definitely how you take out competitors. That's fucking crazy. Why is there a band-aid on your chin? I fell. Reading out, you don't. Wait, what's the stream about? Is this a makeup channel? No, it's not a makeup channel. We're reading Am I the A-hole confessions from the chat. And someone just confessed to taking out a competitor by reporting them to the Mexican police and saying they were the cartel. Well, yeah, you are an asshole. If this is real, let's just go on the idea that this is real. Yes, you are an asshole. You will answer to God. You will answer to God eventually. Let's see. I beat holy hell out of my step-nephew with whatever I could pick up for stealing from me. He lived, and I didn't try to take his head off with it, but I believe I traumatized a 39-year-old. I mean, I don't see a problem. I think people need a good slap around the place sometimes. Yeah, there's no story. But if someone was caught, if you caught one of your family members stealing from you, and they're of age, if you whoop them around the place, how bad? How bad? That's how I see it. Next, a few years ago, my wife cheated on me with someone who was half her age. Nice. When I confronted her, she admitted it, apologized, and told me she wanted to explore a polyamorous dynamic. God. I was crushed. Yep. Not surprised. But I still loved her and didn't want to lose our marriage, so I reluctantly agreed to the open relationship. Oh, God. She embraced it fully. She started engaging with people online and in person, building new dynamics. I never did. I never wanted to. I didn't care about dating or seeing anyone else. I was never interested in sharing my attention or affection. I agreed to the open relationship because I thought it might save what we had, not because I wanted it. Jesus. Over time, it became clear I was betraying myself just to preserve the marriage. I, at my core, am a monogamous person. Trying to play a role that didn't reflect who I am nearly broke me. I felt isolated, resentful, and emotionally exhausted. Eventually, I told her I couldn't do this anymore. I asked to return to monogamy. I was honest about what I needed in order to feel safe and whole in the relationship. Good for you. And you did try. Like, if anyone's going to ever say anything, you did try. She did not take it well. She said I had already agreed to this path. Like, I can't change my mind. What? That I could not take it back. And that I was limiting her freedom and growth. Okay, then fuck you. Go get out of here. She made it sound like I was moving the goalposts, even though I never fully stepped onto the field. But it doesn't matter. Even if you're not interested in staying in a polyamorous relationship, that's completely your choice. That's so weird. Now I'm asking myself if I am the asshole for trying to take that option away. Was I wrong to go along with something I never believed in just to hold our marriage together? Am I wrong now for closing the relationship when I never truly opened it in the first place? No. If anything, I see this as like you loved your wife enough to try and do something that was making her happy, but something that was never going to make you happy. And you could see that if this is what your wife wanted, then fine, leave her off. There's plenty more people that are more suited to you, and just let her hoe. Leave her for the streets. Just leave her for the streets. There's no trying to understand street crawlers, like, you know. I mean, like, I doesn't even feel like this person. I don't care if people want to be polyamorous from the beginning. I think that's cool. Like, you know, live your best life, do whatever you want, but be honest about it. Like, you can't be like in a polyamorous, you can't be in a monogamous single 2 people relationship, cheat on the person that you're with, and then say it's because I want to be polyamorous. No, you are for the streets. You are literally for the streets. Like, if someone is completely honest about being a polyamorous person from the beginning, then, you know, fair play. That's what you want. You're not hurting anyone. Fair. But nah, your wife was for the streets. Yeah. In the words of David Allen, who? You can't take the hoe into you can't turn the hoe into a lady. I was like, where are we going with this? Go find someone who fits better into your life. Amen. What do you guys think? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's not fair? What do you think? Not the asshole? Yeah. No, there was no doubt that he was ever going to be the asshole. If anything, the wife is the devil. Am I married to the devil? Yeah, run. Run fast. My friend has a parrot named Mango. Oh, fuck, let's go. Mango talks a lot. When I was house sitting for said friend, I jokingly taught Mango to say, "Help, I've been turned into a bird." I love this. In a really distressed voice. I thought it was hilarious. My friend did not. Apparently Mango now says it constantly. Including during a recent visit from friend's very religious grandmother who thought it was some sort of demonic message. She cried, the bird laughed. Mango can laugh. Now my friend says I've corrupted his innocent bird and ruined his relationship with his grandmother. That's so funny. Oh my god. Help, I've been turned into a bird. Help. You know what? The next thing I would teach it to say is, please call the police. Help, I've been turned into a bird. Please call the police. Oh, man. That's so funny. You're a legend. You're a fucking legend. That's brilliant. I mean, no, seriously. Do you know how much I actually want a bird? I would love. Why do people on YouTube keep calling me AI? Call the police is diabolical. It'd be great. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. That would be so fucking funny. Oh man. Run away. Oh no. Yeah. He's the devil. He is the devil. That would be great. That would be so good. Like, either call the police or run away. He is the devil. Oh, that would be so good. If you're watching on YouTube, come and join us on Twitch. The link is in my YouTube about section. I'd really appreciate your love and support. I swear, no, if I had a bird, though, I want a bird so bad. Like, I really want a bird. But Ferry has told me I wouldn't be able for it. Because just imagine, like, I would like to teach the bird to like whistle, because I whistle all the time. Like, I'm an avid whistler. Like, let me think. I like to whistle. I whistle all the time. So imagine just at 3 a.m. hearing a fucking bird whistling Steamboat Willie. I would be so fucking angry. Oh, I would be so angry. And Perry was like, yeah, now imagine you teach it how to say, like, ew, ew, ew. At 3 a.m, you hear, ew, ew. I'd have to have another side to the house. The roasted bird. I whistle all the time. People give out to me so much because I just whistle all the time. Everyone hates it. Is that a copyright strike? That's funny. That's funny. Imagine. But it's been a long time since I've been whistling for ages. But let's get on to the next one. That was so funny though. Wait. Am I the a-hole for saving my coworker? We'll find out. A few months ago, we were in the lunchroom, and one of my coworkers, who's a close friend, started choking. I think everyone should know first aid, so I performed the Heimlich on her, and the food was dislodged. She was obviously shaken and went to the bathroom, and everyone told me well done for fast actions, and we went back to lunch. A few days later, I received a message from HR for SA allegations from my friend because I was inappropriately touching her without her consent, and my trousers were pressed too hard against her. I was shocked. I'm fucking shocked. That's crazy. Everyone at lunch said they would stand up for me, and nothing ever came of it with HR, but now none of us talk to her anymore. Rightfully so. She told me that I'm being extremely petty, but I saved her life, and she wanted to try and get me fired and possibly ruin my career. So I am just protecting myself from her and keeping away from her outside of anything work-related from now on. So am I the a-hole? That's crazy. Imagine saving someone. What? That's crazy. And HR actually took that up. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Just wait for the paramedics next time. Like, if anything, just get the pen and shove it through her esophagus and, don't touch her. Next time I'll just kick you in the gut a few times, maybe an elbow drop. Nah, just, get the old pen trick. If you don't know the pen trick, it's when you get a big pen and you take out the back of it and you shove it through someone's right here so that you can get their windpipe, and you just take out the ink and they can breathe through that until the paramedics arrive. Yeah, no, that's like that woman, that's terrible. Like, that's disgusting. That's a crime in the US, unfortunately. No, you're trying to save their life. Yeah, tell her to calm down and breathe. Yeah, that's an yeah, it's not a crime. It's an emergency tracheotomy. She might consider it attempted murder. Take it to court then. Good Samaritan laws should protect you in a situation like that. Oh yeah, if I was the person, I would threaten to sue. Unless you are a registered first responder, that's aggravated assault in most states. For what? Performing the Heimlich maneuver when someone's choking. You can actually be charged for helping someone during the aftermath of a car crash. They can sue you. Are you serious? Is that for real? Is that your eye color? Or are you wearing contacts? No, I don't wear contacts. What? Are you serious? The pen trick. Can't save a life without getting a threat of a lawsuit or imprisonment anymore, unfortunately. Sadly, yes, if you help someone and they get hurt further, it's your ass. The tracheotomy would be assault if you're untrained. Well, thank God I'm trained. Thank God I'm trained. I think I need to redo my first aid license, though. I haven't redone it in like 10 years. You look like Taylor Swift, not gonna lie. That's crazy. Hey, ma'am! Ma'am? No, I thought she was there. I thought I heard the door slam. That's crazy. First aid stream. Can you imagine? I've tried to do a first aid stream with you and you didn't want to do it. What are you talking about? I literally tried to do a first aid stream with you. I tried to teach you how to stop a wound from I tried to do one with you and you didn't want to do it. You were like, nah. You remember that stream? There you go. No, I already tried to do a first aid stream. Y'all didn't want to do it. Y'all didn't want to do it. But if you want to do a first aid stream, it was like, it was within the year. Do you really want to do a first aid stream? Because if we did do a first aid stream, I'd rather we did it on like a Saturday, so that if you do have children, you can bring your children and we can all do it together. So if anyone here does have like a 5-year-old or anything like a 10-year-old, because it's very important. Like, people don't think like, you know, it's important for 5 or 10-year-olds to know first aid, but I think it's actually crazy important that your children also know first aid, because what happens if, God forbid, you have a stroke in your kitchen and you lose your ability to speak and your kid is the only one who's there. My friend's little brother was 11 when, across the road, his dad had a stroke and he couldn't get the word stroke out. So, but he knew what was happening. So he called the, straight away, the ambulance straight away, and said he's having a stroke. And if he didn't act as fast as he did, his dad would be dead. What happened to your chin? I fell on the concrete. And I teach him everything I can to help save life and in an emergency. It's very important. Schools used to teach first aid. I kind of wish they could bring it back. Wait, why don't schools teach first aid? That's crazy. It's very important. Like, if you were in the kitchen by yourself with only like your 6 or 7-year-old and you need someone to apply pressure to something, you have to teach your kid hold that till college or university. Even then, it's only basic stuff. That's so bad. Okay, if you want to do a first aid stream, we can do a first aid stream, because it's important that you know first aid, and that if, you know, something happens to you in the kitchen, that also, or in the house, or in the garden, or in the garage, that your kids know to, 1, do first response, and 2, call 911 or 999 or 111, depending where you're from. Can we get off the first aid topic? No, because it's incredibly important. I would not do first aid, as this is giving medical advice. If someone used it wrong, you could be sued. Also need to check TOS if that is allowed. Ooh, that's true, actually. I don't know if I can do it. I actually don't know if I can do first aid. But if it's just basic first aid, it should be fine. I'll have to look into it. See if you can go to a place and stream there. No, there's only like so many times during the year that first aid courses are done where I'm from. First responder and a Boy Scout in high school, so I used to be certified. Yeah, same. I was a as well, a lifeguard and a first responder. So I used to be certified for emergency first aid. Same. Survival medicine. No. Heimlich, yes, and first response. I knew more about medical stuff than most registered nurses in the US. I'm not that good, but I did know a good amount about first response. Hey, what's up, Nathan? Thank you. Or Nate, sorry, dude. Thank you so much for the $20. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much, dude. Everyone say hi to Nate over on YouTube. Here you need the first aid course to get your driver's license. Fuck off, really? That's really good. That's crazy. Recognizing medical conditions, stroke, heart attack, noticing a problem is also important. If you don't know something is happening, then you can't do anything to begin with. That's true. We can just say we're not teaching people first aid, we're just teaching people recognizing medical conditions. Because sepsis, strokes, heart attacks, hypothermia, they're all pretty common. And people don't notice the signs of most of them. Like so many people die of sepsis every year at home because people don't recognize the symptoms for it before people go into shock. And that's the end of it then. I used to know what to do for bullet holes. God bless the fucking Finnish army. Wait, no, I'm sorry, I don't read them in the chat. Sorry, I don't read them from the chat, sorry. There's a difference between teaching someone something like first aid and giving advice. Giving medical advice would be if you were telling someone you probably have, but you should do blank. That's true. That's true. I think I just have to word it properly if we were to do it. But it's important to know these things though, I think. But anywho, let's get back. So next one. So I got a tattoo without telling my partner, my chest, so quite an obvious and visible tattoo. And when he saw me and I had it done, he went, "Why have you got that done for?" So am I the a-hole for not telling him, or is he the a-hole for this comment, considering I'm already fairly tattooed and was tattooed before I got with him? It depends on the tattoo. Does anyone agree with me? Honestly, it just depends on the tattoo. I mean, if you're happy with it, fair. But it depends on the tattoo. Is her body... Yeah, what the first question I would think is, if you're covered in tattoos and then you get a chest piece, like, what did you get that really upset your partner? Yeah, it's a complete it depends for me. But I'd have to know what the tattoo was. If it's another man's name, well, I don't know, maybe if it was like your dad or your brother or someone who passed away, that's fine. Yeah, it's your body and your choice, but it's, you know, your choice and your consequences as well. Like, you know, I think that's the next part of it. Your body, your choice or consequences. You're my favorite trans streamer. Oh, I'm sorry to tell you I'm not trans. Yeah. I'm sorry if you had any preconception about that. Yeah. But yeah, no. No, I'm a girl. Yeah. Sorry if you, had any preconceptions about that. But now that that's cleared up, that's good to know. But as I said, if you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying the stream, come and join us on Twitch. I'd really appreciate the love and support. The link is in my YouTube About section. Let's get to 180 viewers on Twitch. But, like, what's one tattoo or any kind of tattoo that would be like a deal breaker for you? For me, it would be a face tattoo. Face tattoo. Nope. I don't like them at all. I don't mind. Like, get your fucking face tattooed if you want. But, like, I'm just not interested in a relationship with... I don't find them attractive. I just don't. Are you gaming today? Maybe. Face and name of Trump. Fair. Face tattoos are pretty bold. Pretty bold. Hate symbol or pro-imperialism one. Yeah, well, hate symbol, I thought that would be pretty obvious. To be fair, I thought that one would be pretty obvious. I think the fact that she probably was topless for the chest tat is why he's mad. You do know that you wear like nipple covers when you get your chest tattooed as a woman. And you do know that this is a professional environment. where you're getting your tattoo done. You're not lying in bed with somebody. That is crazy to try and put like anything to do with sexualization onto someone getting a professional tattoo done. No, it doesn't depend. No, it just screams that this person is insecure. If you have a problem with somebody getting a chest tattoo done, it just screams insecurity. That is brain rot, and I would highly recommend seeking therapy and talking to a licensed therapist about your insecurity. Because I live in truth. No, I don't know about that. I think you just scream, I'm single. Depends on the face and tattoo. Like, some aren't bad, minimalistic. Just don't like them. But there are temporary options that would be so much better. I just don't like them. I just don't like them. I've never liked them. I've never liked face tattoos. I just don't like them. I just don't think they're attractive. I'm 28, but I was military. Everything is covered by regular clothes, but I wanted something for the middle finger. It's fair. And I don't care if people have hand tattoos or neck tattoos. I just don't find them attractive. I don't even care if someone has their fucking eyeballs tattooed. I just don't find face tattoos attractive. I don't know. Next. Okay. My friend, 19, female, downloaded dating apps like Tinder and Hinge for the first time a few months ago. For reference, she's the type that always says she wants a boyfriend, wants to do couple things, feels lonely, single. She's also, in my opinion at least, very normal and average looks-wise. Not ugly, not super hot, just normal looking, okay? Since then, she's been complaining to me that almost all the men on the dating sites are ugly, short, etc., and that she doesn't match with anybody hot. I asked to see which people she was calling ugly, and she showed me her likes, and it mostly showed perfectly fine and normal looking people, as in moderately attractive guys. I told her that these guys were all in her league and she should give some of them a chance, since she's always complaining about wanting to be in a relationship. She denied that she's in the same league as them and said that she's more attractive than them. I pointed out that, in her own words, she doesn't match with any of the guys that she does find attractive, so she's not in their league. She said, I was an asshole, am I? Wow. I mean, like, you're being honest. I think, like, what's really bad is how shallow this girl is being. Like why are you basing this singularly on how they look? Like, does no one read their bio anymore? But I don't know. I don't think, like, bringing someone back down to earth is bad, though. Not the asshole. You're just giving your friend the brutal truth. Yeah, but, like, I feel like people are being way too, like, if I was her friend and she was saying that she's only landing ugly men on her social medias, and if I saw that all the lads were, like, relatively normal, attractive men, I would be like, get your head out of your fucking ass and stop being so shallow. Like, why are you being so shallow? It's very weird. Yeah, but 90% of people don't really want to hear the real truth, I guess. I get rejected and it's better, so I don't have to deal with dumb shit. Plus, I can save money. Mood. You don't even know them. Maybe they're the best guy, but being shallow is just a ticket to dying alone. It's true. I think genuinely a lot of people have been ruined by social media, and a lot of people in 2025 are extremely shallow. about looks and think that looks are the most important thing when it comes to a relationship, and they totally bypass all the most actual important things, which is personality. Like, genuinely, like, I don't give a fuck how someone looks. If they don't have a good personality, well, you know, their looks are eventually going to fade. No, looks don't matter to me. I would get them an appointment for the the optician. Yeah, I think a lot of people's views on dating is extremely unreasonable. Oh, remember there like 2 weeks ago when I told all of you to go out and talk to a random woman on stream? Do you remember that? Does anyone remember when I said that? Kieran remembers. Did anyone go and do it? I actually did. I said I wouldn't be able to like say give advice without doing it myself. So I was in the airport and I was on the plane coming from London to Shannon, and there was a large rugby school sitting beside me. So I talked to the guy sitting beside me on the plane, and it was actually so nice because I was like, "Are you here for a rugby match?" And he was like, "How did you know?" I was like, "I can just tell you're rugby players." And he was saying that he had just transferred to this school and he was really nervous because he knew absolutely no one, but he thought it would be a great way to try and make friends before he started school. And I was like, that's so good of you. It's so brave that you did that. And he was like, no, I am really nervous. And I was like, just try and talk to as many of the guys as possible. Make as much friends as you can. Don't try and be cliquey. Try and, talk to as many people in the next 5 days as you can and have a good time. And he was like, oh, thank you so much. That's actually really nice. And I was like, he was actually so nice. God bless him. He was so cute. Oh, I was just like, that's very brave of you. But it's good. It's good to talk to random people and just like, you could make their day. That's another way how you can see it. So if you're in the bookshop, or if you're getting a plane, or if you're waiting in queue for something, maybe just try and talk to the people around you and, have a conversation, and don't just see talking to women as something you can get, i.e. like, I only talk to women if I think they're attractive and I want to go on a date with them, or if I want to bring them home. Just talk to them like they're an individual and don't try to get anything out of them. I just thought it was a good thing. I recently also at Comic-Con spoke to random people waiting for doors to open. See? It's good. It's a good thing to do. You might make new friends. Let's get on to the next one. So there was this girl when I was in junior cert. I had a really, really, really big crush on. Her name, I'm not going to reveal just for privacy reasons, but it's something near Rihanna. Anyway, Rihanna was bullied a lot in school. I wasn't the most popular lad in school. I just studied, played a small bit of GA and sports, but I wasn't the best in it. And to be honest, it wasn't my biggest interest. I didn't have much interest in it anyway. They only used it to keep fit and work out at lunch, because when I got home on weekends, I'd usually only have a few hours to study as my father would need help on the farm. Anyway, it was the normal life of an Irish farmer background. You get the idea. And I had one or two close friends in school, but they were from the countryside, and the lads from the country hung with the country lads, and the townies hung with the townies. So that was that. Back to Rihanna. She was weird but really pretty, and by weird I mean really weird. She would literally lick She would try to lick her armpits and even put chewing gum under them because it wasn't allowed in class. She was bullied a lot, I wonder why. And some of the lads would say some pretty messed up things about her. It was going on for a while, and being the quiet lad, one day I just snapped and stood up for her. Yes, you get a free clatter, but it was totally worth it. I was a talk to school for almost a year, but to be fair, it didn't bother after a while because she started developing feelings for me. I found that we both had interest in Harry Potter. Little did I know she had actually had bipolar disorder. Anyway, more on that later. Jesus Christ, how long is this? The relationship was weird to say the least. She was my second ever crush. I had an innocent relationship in primary school. Before that, it was just one of those first time love things. Anyway, to say the least, she was probably my first official girlfriend. One day she would be happy, and the other day she would be sad and angry and accuse me of not loving her. I did, though, a lot besides her flaws, and even stood up for her many times. Lads, this is long. Anyway, one day we were joking, and after a shag, we had a good chat about Harry Potter lore, and she said a meme online about a spell, something, she be memorized by... What the fuck? Lads, this is way too long. What? This wasn't an am I the asshole. This is the fucking whole story. I feel like I'm reading some fucking Wattpad shit. I'm sorry. It was kind of turning into a movie script. Like it started going through, like, you know, dialogue of me, her, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not reading this. Chewing gum under your armpit, though. It'd be very hard, and it would taste very salty after a while, I imagine, after a day in school. That's a weird one. Yeah, man submitted a 2025 Wattpad rom-com plot, but, you know, fair play. But the next one better be better. I was cooking at a bar, and we had a dishwasher that would cry and complain over anything throughout the entire shift. Oh, it's a person. We had a dishwasher, like a person, that would cry and complain over anything throughout his entire shift. Dishes and utensils in the wrong section of the dish pit, the nightly dinner rush, the bands on the weekend, servers, perfumes, anything. His favorite complaint was how he wouldn't take a break and come back with no work to do. The entire staff hated him, verbally fought with him daily, but management would never step in. So one day I stepped in. On that day, he threw a tantrum and broke 2 plates doing so. As the final straw broke the camel's back, I started making a pepper bomb on the range. I let the saute pan heat until it stopped smoking, added olive oil and heated to flash point, blew out the flash and added 2 ounces of pepper flakes. After this mess burned to a crust, I carried it to the dish pit, yelling, "Hot pan," as I went. I flashed the pan with white wine before it hit the water, telling the guys to let it soak. The vapors come up and he evacuates, vomiting outside. The cooks have to leave. I can hear customers in the dining room coughing. The owner comes in asking what happened. With tears on my face, I say I burned my lunch and sat in the massive mess I had made. I did apologize for the extent of the damage. I wanted to make his nose run, not his stomach. I accept my judgment. Does anyone understand what happened in that story? I don't understand what happened. What happened? Please explain it to me. Gassed the whole restaurant with a petty feud. He smoked out the kitchen. He created a pepper grenade. Oh shit. When the pan hit the water, it created steam that caused the dishwasher to throw up, but it was also infected the entire restaurant. That's wild. Yeah, so a fire hazard and a chemical hazard. That's weird. Yeah, you are the asshole. That is crazy. That is crazy. But, you know, these are long. Some of these are long. Okay. I used to work at a grocery store as a courtesy clerk. I feel like that's only a thing in America, that you have courtesy clerks, like at the front being like, "Hi, nice to meet you. If you need anything, please tell me." I had this coworker who liked to cause problems, and only with me. One time I had pressure washing the sidewalk in front of the store because I was told to, and the higher ups were there. While I was in front of the door that had a sign on it that said "use the door," and came in to the store as the exit. A few minutes later, the co-worker showed up and had an attitude with me. She asked me why the door was locked. I told her because I'm pressure washing in front of it. Then she took down the paper and unlocked the door. I was later asked by another employee who unlocked the doors and took the signs. I told them that it was the lady who treats me like trash. Well, a few days later, I was inside from doing carts, and some co-workers came up to me with an attitude about who was on carts, and I lost it and turned to her and yelled to her to fuck off. I ranted on how I had enough of her mistreating. I then grabbed my things and walked out, never returning to work. But my question is, am I the hero for exploding on her and walking out? No. I feel like everyone has a limit, and I think it's really horrible when people treat other people like shit in the workplace. And I really hate any staff that allow people to be treated like shit in the workplace. I had to leave so many jobs because either bosses harassed me, like men, or women co-workers were really mean to me. I've left so many bars and restaurants because either men were really weird or horrible to me, or the girls were like really bitchy. And I just wish more people did stuff about it. Like, I literally had my first really big job when I was on placement for university. I was translating Japanese medical manuals from English to Japanese. And there was a guy who was sitting beside me who was working pretty much on like Photoshop and stuff like that, like to make the pictures for the manuals, to make sure that they were as nice looking as possible. Boring fucking job. And a boring dude. And he was always super mean to me. I don't understand why he was always so fucking mean to me. I didn't do anything to him. And I was also half his age. Like, I think I was like 22 and he was like 35. He was a lot older than me. And the boss was really nice to me. She was a really nice lady. And she was always super cool, super sound. He reported me to her because I have no idea. I genuinely swear on my heart, I have no idea why he reported her to me. And she asked me, why did he report you? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. I would tell you. And she was like, okay, we'll sort this out, Clara. We'll sort this out. So we went upstairs to a meeting room, and it was me, him, and her. And she was like, thank you for coming into this meeting. Why did you call her to be pulled up? And apparently it's because I was calling back a lot of the basic Japanese that was Google translated, and I was saying it was wrong and that we couldn't do that because this was a medical manual, which is true. You can't have bad Google Translate Japanese on cardiovascular equipment. Right? And my boss was just like, yeah, but the Japanese was wrong. And he was like, and we're going to take her word for it. And she was like, well, yeah, she has 15 years in Japanese and she has a Japanese degree. So yeah, this is the job I hired her to do. And there has been no problem with her Japanese so far. So if she's catching things, then she's doing her job. Why does it matter to you? And he was just like, because I have to keep redoing the manual. And I was like, this is weird. This is weird. Then he called me racist. Then he called me fucking racist because I didn't talk to his Filipino girlfriend. I was like, what? What? And then my boss was just like, okay, Clara, go downstairs. Clara, go downstairs. You're done here. You're done here. I was like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. So he came downstairs after like 10 minutes and he said, I'm sorry for being on your ass. And I was just like, it's okay, man. I don't fucking care. Who the fuck are you? Like, I don't fucking care what you say. But then thankfully COVID happened and I never had to see him again. He was secretly attracted to you and he was angry he had no chance with and he didn't like being corrected by a younger woman. I think he just didn't like being corrected by a younger woman. I think that was it. He really didn't like that. It was weird. Another job I had to leave because my boss was always being really mean to me. Like, I'd known this guy for 22 years. He'd been my next door neighbor. And I was working for him in a bar. And my parents had just separated. So I was very upset because I just found out that my dad had been like cheating on my mum for 2 years. And now he was moving in with the woman that he was cheating on my mum with and had left. And he was gone. And I was just trying to get through a shift because my dad literally picked me up from work the day before, told me he was leaving and bye. So the next day I was in work. So I was extremely shell shocked. And you know what my boss said to me, even though he was my neighbor and his parents were best friends with my parents, that's how much I knew him. He told me to dry up and stop with my sob story because it was stressing people out. Imagine. Because it was really bad because people were literally coming up to me in work and saying, I'm really sorry, Clara. Like, you know, we just heard. Because I live in a tiny town. Like a tiny fucking town. And like I was working in a golf club that everyone else fucking worked in. And everyone knew my dad because my dad is a golfer. So everyone knew my dad had left. It was crazy. Fucking crazy. And I was basically done after that. I was like, nah, man, I'm leaving. Ugh. One thing I can't stand is when I'm right and the guy has the audacity to mansplain. It's true. There's nothing worse than mansplaining. But if you're watching on YouTube, please come join us on Twitch. The link is in my YouTube about section. Let's get to 200 viewers. We're nearly at 180 viewers. Let's get to 200 viewers on YouTube or on Twitch. Let's go. If you're enjoying my stream. Oh my God. I'm actually going to read this. Am I the a-hole for having a crush on Clara and wanting to get to know her more and potentially hoping for an actual relationship if things work out, but I'm too shy to actually figure out a way to talk to her and figure out the best way to talk to her without sounding creepy? Let me save you the trouble. I'm not interested. I don't care. Let me save you the whole big spiel. I am not interested. I don't care who you are. There is no interest whatsoever. Like it's like, it feels like the only reason you might be watching is because you think you have a chance with me, when I would hope that you would see me as someone who's trying to do something professional, and I would never like to be undermined, as this is my job and I don't have any interest in pursuing a relationship with anyone within my job. So please stop seeing people that you watch on stream as being a potential love interest, because we are trying to make this a job, and I am not interested in not being taken and not being seen professionally. Yeah. That's why I don't care about coworkers. I come, I do my job, I go home. If someone likes to hang out, they'll have to come and tell me. No, I don't. This is different though. This is different. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I just don't. I want people to see me as friends. I am not interested in pursuing romantic relationships with anyone via streaming at all. So please keep it to yourself, because I am not interested. We're just co-workers. No, I don't see you as co-workers at all. I see you as friends. And I think if someone sees someone as friends, then it's extremely disrespectful to try and cross that boundary that's been set. Everyone here is I see as my friend. Everyone who's watching my stream, who takes the time out of their day to hang out with me and enjoy time with me, you're my friends. Streaming is a full-time job. I have to get the streams ready. I have to put all this money into equipment. I have to make videos. I have to edit videos. It is a full-time job. I hear and agree. I do not date people from work or as anything as complicated mess. Yeah. I didn't say that you were just viewers. I never said that. I never said that. And I don't want people to think that I think you as viewers. Like, I want you to see me as a friend, but to understand that that is the line, and that is as far as the line will go. Streaming or 9 to 5, which is easier? 9 to 5. It depends specifically on the 9 to 5, but a 9 to 5 in any of the careers that I would be qualified in doing would be easier than streaming. At least if I had a career in a 9 to 5, I could do stuff after work. Like, for example, I get up at 7 and I start doing videos. I start editing. I have to make sure that I post at least 2 videos on 2 different platforms before I start streaming. And then I'm here for 5 hours, and then I go have something to eat, and then I come back and I edit video for the evening. And then I only get, so I stop work at officially like 9 or 10 o'clock. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hours. 13 hours a day. A 9 to 5 is a 9 to 5. You don't have to, you have your own life outside of work. Like, when you finish work at 5 o'clock, you get to go home. You get to do what you want. You get to have your own hobbies and interests and stuff like that. And on the weekend, you have the weekend to yourself. On your 2 days off, you get to do what you want. You can go to the gym. You can go to the park. You can go out and do whatever you want. Like, mine doesn't stop on Saturday or Sunday. It's like having your own business. People that are their own business people, They never get time off work because they have to keep their job working. Only 13 hours a day. 13 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let me see what that is. Let me see. 13 times 7. That's a 91-hour work week. I do my content creation not only as a profession, but also as a form of exposure therapy for my social anxiety. That's fair. Especially when you stream on weekends on top of everything else. I don't stream on weekends a lot, but I do have to work on videos at the weekend. That's why you get paid big YouTube money. I don't get paid big YouTube money. What are you talking about? I'm not Asmongold. I'm not Tectone. I'm not Emeru. I'm not Jacksepticeye. I'm not XQC. I have made so far in 19 days in August €380 on YouTube. €380. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. YouTube is really hard to make money on. It's not like you make money from shorts. You don't make money off shorts. The only thing you make money off on YouTube is YouTube long videos, which is impossible to do good on. It's so hard. The people who make YouTube long videos, and if your videos are monetized, you'll be making, like, if you get 150,000 views on a long video, you'll probably make the bones of like 500 to 700. So if you get a video with 300,000 views, that's like 250,000 to 3,000 euro per video. So if you get, like, you know, a few of them, even a month, you're making at least 12k, 15k on YouTube videos. But people don't make that money. Not regular people. And it's only the very top 5% of YouTubers make that money. Hey, Zombie, thank you so much for the tier 1. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Is it true that Ireland doesn't have the ability to have sustainable professions as a streamer, as TikTok uploads aren't monetary? Yeah, no, you aren't monetized on YouTube. Or you're not able to make money on Instagram or TikTok in Ireland. No. So there's no point making big TikTok videos because you're never going to make money off them. If you live in Ireland. Is it more hard to make money on YouTube now than when it first started? Now, when it first started, it would have been really easy because you had a less saturated market. But it's just, the market is completely saturated now. So it's really hard to find something that would be like your corner. Do you make money on lives on YouTube? No. YouTube live doesn't pay. Twitch live doesn't pay. The only way I make money off of my lives is if people donate or subscribe to my Twitch, or donate or drop a membership on YouTube. That's the only way I make money. So just that's me being completely honest. Do you make more money here or working in a company? If I was working in a company, I could be making easy 100k a year, and I made 50k last year. So I say you have tongue piercing. Do you feel about tongue modifications? Do you think it's safe or not worth it? Tongue splits. Depends. It depends on if you go to a professional. I thought Twitch gave very little from people watching ads. It gives you nothing. Like, let's say, for example, if you were like, you know, tectone amount of viewers, like 4,000, 5,000 average viewers, you'd make 150 a day for the amount of ad revenue. That's 4,000 to 5,000 average viewers. You would make 150 a day. I make nothing on ad revenue. No need for a professional. We can do it old school. Light a fire. Wait, what? No. No. You need a professional to cut your tongue in two. People ask me about doing it all the time, but I don't like the idea. Of what? OnlyFans. Don't do OnlyFans. That's where ambition goes to die. I wouldn't do it. Because it's basically like salting the earth for your professional career for the rest of your life. Because if you show your bumhole on the internet, everyone is going to be able to find your bumhole on the internet for forever. And another thing that I also say is, why sell your bumhole for $5.99 when people can see hundreds and thousands of bumholes for free on Pornhub? Like, what happens when people are bored of seeing your bumhole? Like, what happens then? Then you're fucked. Then you're literally fucked. Like, you're literally fucked. Gets blocked unless I give them my face now. That's crazy. Yeah, no. Only the top 0.01% of OnlyFans girls actually make money. Like, the normal person, I think the average amount of money that people make there is like €300 a month. 300 euro. And you're fucked for the rest of your life. There's nothing else you can do. It's porn or nothing. Please give me advice that I need to make extra money. I don't know what to tell you. You know, go back, go find a corner of the internet that needs something that needs to be done. That's the best thing I always tell people. And most that make money on there are using an agency to run it for them. Your chin is scraped at best. Yeah, it's scraped. Well, it's not scraped. There's a massive fucking hole. But I'm trying to make sure that it gets as clean as possible and stays clean. Like, don't go into adult content. It's just a recipe for disaster, and it's lazy. It's so lazy. Like, there's so many things you can do when I make over 100k euro gross per year, and you're not even subbed to my channel. But I'm a bit older and I have some business skills. You say you can easily make that in Ireland if you would work in an office. Yeah. Well, not in Ireland, but in some companies working as a community manager or a influencer manager or a content creator manager. Like, that's a very specific skill that a lot of companies are interested in pursuing in the age of social media. And they want someone who knows how to make videos go viral and how to make social media pages blow up. And I know how to do that. So people would pay me specifically for my expertise in that. That's what I was doing before I went full time as a content creator. As long as you have something that you're an expert in, you can ask for a higher salary. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing, yo. I see the value in that, and I'm not sub because I just found your channel. Cheers. There was an 18-year-old that made $1 million on OnlyFans in 3 hours after turning 18. I know, it's creepy. Where were we on the am I the a-hole responses? Would I be the a-hole if I told my cousin's partner that she cheated on him with her cousin at his brother's funeral? What? Would I be the a-hole if I told my cousin's partner that she cheated on him with her cousin at his brother's funeral? She fucked her cousin? Fake names in my story. My cousin Lisa, 37, is married to Bob, 38. Lisa and Bob went to Jack's funeral and met Jack's brother, Tim, 46. So Jack is Lisa's cousin. And Jack's brother, Lisa's cousin, is Tim. Bob and Tim got drunk. Lisa didn't drink. Tim's mom... Who the fuck is Tim? Okay, Tim's mom, her aunt, called Tim and said, can you help put granddad to bed? So Lisa drove Tim, her cousin, to help put him to bed. And on the way back, Lisa stopped the car on the side of the road and she fucked her cousin. They got back home then, and Lisa and Bob slept together. Now, Lisa is pregnant and I don't know who the father is. So chat, would I be the a-hole? Who the fuck is Tim? Whoa! Whoa! That is crazy. He's definitely American. Oh my days. Fuck. I was like, who's Tim? There's too many names. This is crazy shit. Please tell and report. Yeah, no. This person is in the chat right now wondering, please tell, and then please put anonymous in again. That is crazy. Oh, so if anyone here is wondering what's happening, if you're new to the chat, we're doing anonymous am I the a-hole confessions from other people in the chat. So that has literally happened to someone in the chat right now. That is crazy. Can't believe she fucked her cousin. No, willingly. That's crazy. Nah, definitely tell. Definitely tell. Because, that's crazy. Yeah, American, we don't even count it unless it's the first cousin. In Ireland, it's illegal to marry your first cousin. No, sorry, it's opposite. It's legal to marry your first cousin, but it's illegal to marry your second and third cousin. Because apparently it's okay to marry your first cousin because the genetics are so close. But if you marry your second cousin and third cousin, the genetics are a little bit different. So that's where shit starts going wrong. Apparently that's why. They just don't want you to fucking, fuck up the child as much as possible. They're like, okay, you can marry your first cousin. Ooh, bad. I remember someone telling me the logic behind it. Okay, Targaryen Empire. Oh, the water went up my nose. Is it illegal now to marry your first cousin? That was years ago. I haven't checked up on that law in years. Okay, someone in Limerick said it's now illegal to marry your first cousin. Good. Good. Wait, it's the other way around? Was I getting it wrong? So it's legal to marry your second and third cousin. So fucked up. Like, my second cousin is my dad's uncle's daughter. who I grew up with. So if she was not Vivian, but actually Vivian's also a boy's name. So if she was Victor, I could have married her legally. That's crazy, like. Sorry, I'm looking kind of shiny. I have a mirror over here. That is weird. It's weird, but that's the law. Your first cousin here in the US, but some states you can marry your second cousin free for all on the third and up. Ugh. Filthy. Filthy! Don't be marrying your cousins. Come on. You can go outside, not down the hall. Teach English, not in a weird way. You just look like an English teacher. I look like an English teacher? Lads, great question. If you thought I was teaching any subject, which subject do you think I'd be teaching? What subject do you think I'd be the teacher of? Gym. Interesting. Math. I promise you will never be math. Hello from Dublin. Hello from Clare. PE. You think I actually look like a PE teacher? That's crazy. That's a PE shirt. It is, in fairness. It is. This is definitely a PE shirt or a history shirt. I'd like to be a geography teacher. I loved geography. That's crazy. I'd take the PE. I'd take the PE. We're gonna do the beep test, guys. I never once did the beep test in 5 years. So if anyone wondering what the beep test is, you have to run a certain amount of suicides in a number of minutes under a certain amount of time. I never did it. Never did it once. Let's see what else we got here. Am I the a-hole for luring a guy to a party where I invited every girl he slept with over just so one of them could cuff him naked to a bed, to reveal the rest so they could all walk out on him? Is that a crime? That sounds like a crime. That sounds like sexual harassment. Yeah, that's sexual assault, isn't it? Because imagine if that was the other way around. Imagine if you had a bunch of men tie a girl down to a bed naked and you have all the men see the girl and then leave. Y'all are admitting to crimes. Yeah, that is false imprisonment, sexual assault, and psychological assault as well. That is crazy. If that is true, I hope that guy eventually takes you to court for sexual assault and false imprisonment. That's crazy that you admitted to that. Yeah. Someone in the chat did that. Someone in the chat anonymously admitted to that. That's crazy. Today I started talking to an American mother while in the A&E. Her child was interested in the artwork I had on my leather jacket and said it's pretty colourful. The mother mentioned that the daughter's name was Grain. So I assumed for a while that she was another mother who wanted something had a special name to call her child. I was already talking about that the other day. I hate that. I remarked that it was a unique name and that I'd never heard someone called Grain before. She told me that she's named after her great-grandmother and that it's an Irish name. Oh my god. Is this supposed to be Grania? At this point, the alarm bells are ringing in my head because I realize the kid is called Grania. Stop. Oh my god. I tried to be very tactful and I was like, Irish has such an interesting alphabet. How is her name spelled? Irish names can be tricky. The kid is called Grania. Grainne, not Grain. My partner, who has studied Ireland's political history as part of her dissertation and also the Irish diaspora and its culture around their university city, it's stuck somewhere between stifling. I was stuck somewhere between stifling a laugh and dying of embarrassment on her behalf. So I came up with what I thought was a very positive reply. I said an old school name and a more modern pronunciation. I think that's a great way to pick names. I would like to point out that I did not like the name Grain for a child, nor do I like the way the pronunciation was butchered, but I was trying to be tactful and positive. She asked what I meant and I said, well, in Ireland, they typically pronounce it like Grania. Her face went red and I said that I shouldn't have said that the pronunciation was wrong in front of the kid because now she's going to grow up knowing that her name is wrong and feel bad for it. Just start calling her by the right name. I apologized for causing offense and restated that it's a lovely name in both ways and a fantastic nod to her heritage. I said that I'm sure her great-grandmother would be thrilled to be honored by her name being used. I was throwing out just about every positive reinforcement that I could think of, but to be frank, she was pissed off. She told me that I ruined her daughter's self-esteem and that her life was ruined by me saying that her existence is wrong. I didn't say that, by the way. I said her name was pronounced atypically. Grania for context was around 2 years old and completely unbothered by the conversation until the mother got angry. Am I the a-hole? Wow. This happened literally in the chat. I wouldn't be surprised if this was like, you know, the same person who had this conversation with their wife in the chat. There was someone in the chat here, I think it was 2 years ago, and they were trying to decide on what they were going to call their daughter. What was the name? Some dude came into the chat and he was saying that he was having a fight with his wife and they were fighting over the name that they were going to give their daughter. And she wanted an Irish name. And he said, oh, what Irish name? And she said, Raisin. And he was like, I'm not sure that's an Irish name. And she's like, no, it is. And he said, I don't think so. I know an Irish streamer who I watch. Let me go ask her. So, it was Roisin. I swear to God, this actually happened in the chat. So he came into the chat and he was like, Clara, how do you pronounce this? My wife is here. How do you pronounce this name? And I said, Roisin. He came back a few days later. They decided on a different name. Like, just admit you're wrong. Just admit you're wrong. It's not, if you're not from the country, just fucking admit you're wrong. Like, fuck. It's just a name. Grain is great, though. I've never heard anyone called Grania Grain. I'm never going to forget that. Roisin is Little Rose. Is it? I thought Roisin was Little Black. Or was Roisin Little Rose? Is it Rose? I thought it was Little Black. No, that's Donal, isn't it? What's Little Black? What's the background of Grania? It just means love. I'm trying to think. Let me see. I know someone that's naming their daughter Kyrie as well, and I was just like, fair enough. Kieran. Kieran is Little Dark One. And Kira is Little Dark One for a girl. So if your name is Kira or Kieran, it's Little Dark One in Irish. And Oisin is Little Fair One, like fair hair. Yeah, Kieran. You liked Siobhan. Siobhan's nice. But there you go. I hate the name Kira. I hate the name. And it's Ciara, not Kira. That was a wild one, though. Oh. Do you want to keep doing more? Or are you fed up of Am I the A-hole now? What do you think? Can we get a poll, please? Did you hear the negotiation? Blah, blah, blah. Did you hear the negotiations in Ukraine? Putin basically trying to get what he wants from Trump. So that was the last time they tried to have any negotiations about Ukraine. They wanted to take like half of fucking Ukraine's. Well, they wanted to take all of Ukraine, didn't they? They're like, yeah, Ukraine's ours. It's like, no. Am I the bad person if I maintain distance with my father because he always asked me to do everything to me to get out of the house even though I pay rent? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'd say, yeah. No, you're not the asshole. But if you're watching on YouTube, please come and join us on Twitch. My face looks like I have plastic surgery. Well, that's great because I don't have any. Thanks for telling me how pretty I look. Ads now. 1 second. Sorry. Just remember, subscribing is the best way you can support your streamers. Yeah, I know. She's bald. She's bald. What are we talking about today? We're doing Am I the A-hole reactions. So we're just reading out the reactions from surgery by concrete. Yep. Okay, let's see. Am I the a-hole for telling my cousin that his mother killed my father? Jesus Christ. To make a long story short, my dad was diagnosed with cancer when I was in high school, and the doctor stated that his best chance of survival was a bone marrow transplant. To get the best match, they went to my dad's siblings. That's what happens. Of all 4 of his siblings, my aunt was a match. When it came time to do the bone marrow transplant, my aunt backed out with no explanation. Both my parents begged my aunt to move forward with this. She only told them no. My father passed away from his cancer while I was still in high school. My parents kept this information from me for almost 20 years. When my grandmother passed away and we were there for the funeral, my aunt Jay made some comments about how we weren't part of their family. That was when my mom told me about what my aunt had done. Fast forward a few years, my grandfather passed away. I'm the only one from my family to attend my grandfather's funeral. Jesus Christ. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm there to pay my respects and leave. However, my cousin wanted to talk to me and I asked me why my side of the family chose not to be there. I told him he should ask his mother. He didn't like that answer and wanted me to elaborate. Your mother is a cunt. A heartless, soulless, cold, nasty cunt. So I told him the unvarnished truth that his mother refused to give my dad a life-saving bone marrow transplant because she's a dirty, heartless cunt, simply because it would have been an inconvenience to her. And the rest of my dad's family decided to stick up for my aunt and not for my dying father. Needless to say, I think I stirred the hornet's nest with that. Fuck her. Fuck your cousin. Fuck them all. Fuck them. God, there's a special place in hell for her. It's fucked up. It's so fucked up. That literally happened to my, do you want to hear, if you're actually in the chat right now, here's the receiving end of this. My aunt had leukemia and she needed a bone marrow transplant. So, as you said, the first people they go to check are the brothers and sisters to see if they're compatible. And my dad was compatible with his sister. So my dad did the bone marrow transplant back in 1999. And both of them nearly died when the transplant was going on. And my dad was in a wheelchair for 6 months after the surgery because he got an infection in his hip where they took the bone marrow out of. So the only reason my aunt is alive is because of my dad. And when my dad left my mum, like 5 years ago, my aunt stopped talking to my dad because my aunt is too much of a good Christian woman to talk to someone who would cheat on their significant other. When I told her that she is the most ungrateful bitch that has ever graced my opinion. How dare she stop talking to my dad when the only reason she's alive is because of him? Fuck you, you cunt. That was the last thing I said to her in 2018. I was on a bus as well, so I turned off I put my phone on airplane mode. And I came back into town and my mom picked me up at the bus stop and she was like, my fucking phone has been going off for hours. What the fuck did you say to her? And I showed her the message and she was just like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, do you want me to fucking say it again? Do you want me to say it again? Fuck. You better be grateful for the rest of your fucking life if someone gives you any kind of life-saving part of their fucking body. Did I stutter? Someone gives you a kidney, you do anything for them. They need help burying a body, you fucking say Which shovel, point, and I will dig. If someone gives you bone marrow and they need you to fucking, I don't know, fucking rob a house, you say, which house, son? I'ma help you. Because the only reason I'm breathing this goddamn air tonight is because you're here. How deep? Like, I can't stand the ungratefulness of people. Like, do you disagree with me? What do you think? I hate anyone who would duck out of giving someone life-saving medical treatment because I'm too scared. Oh my god. Oh no, I don't want to get a fucking bone marrow fucking taken out. Fucking get over yourself. Get the fuck over yourself. You will survive. It's 2025. It'll hurt. Yes. Will your brother or sister not die? Yes. Get over yourself, you fucking piece of shit. Have you seen how long they are, though? The fucking needles are this long. This fucking long. That's how fucking long they are going into your hips. They're really long. Well, he redeemed himself. Which is not Christian. It's not... I know I told her she's not a very Christian person. But no, I can't stand anyone. That really upsets me. It's really fucking upsetting. Yeah, you're not an asshole. I would have lost my fucking mind. This is my dad. My dad would have been long dead by now. Exactly. Some people are just complete cowards and selfish and they can't be forced either. Yeah, cowards. But you can't blame me then for having a freak out. I got spinal fluid drawn a couple of times and the needles are similar. Filthy. But like, do they give you drugs for the marrow extraction? I don't know. Do they give you drugs for bone marrow extraction? Does anyone here in the chat know? I don't know. How heartbreaking for OP. I'm sorry whoever is in the chat that this happened to. Yeah, this literally happened to someone in the chat. Local anesthesia only. Whoa. I'm sorry, I gotta chill up my fucking spine. Ah. Yikes. Wait, here we go. Here's the next one. This is probably too long, but a while ago I wanted to go to meet and greet with an influencer I follow. I love these ones. Since I got some less than perfect interactions, never got banned, blocked, or timed out, I asked for permission first, which was granted under the condition I don't make it awkward. They were also aware that I was quite a ways away. Unfortunately, I wasn't quick enough to ask if it was okay that I brought a card. The trip to the destination was hell. For 2 days, everything went wrong, so I arrived rather exhausted and nervous. The event itself also ran about 30 minutes late. After that, I was first in line. Didn't realize it would be a 1-on-7 interaction and was introduced with, this guy drove all the way here. It took him this long and the photo stuff went wrong as well. After that, I was completely locked up, shocked by a situation I was not prepared for at all. I had asked the venue if it was okay to give the influencer a card and they said yes. So I handed over the card, stammered for a bit, shook hands with all the people and went away. You poor creator. The card contained the following. It had written thank you in many languages on the inside. On the outside. On the inside, it had written something like, thank you for being kind, awesome, and so tolerant of my shenanigans. Stay yourself and keep it awesome. This wasn't me, by the way. I've never received a card from anyone via the chat. Furthermore, there was an envelope inside that. €70. 12 months of Twitch sub without 50% going to Twitch. Bezos. It was returned, and the login data for the archive I had made, also with their consent, though it was anonymous at the time. A little while after I got back, about a week, and apologized for being awkward on the first Twitch stream, I got informed by one of the Twitch mods that I won't be welcome back ever again, as my actions were stepping over the line of parasocial relationships. What? I wasn't provided with any additional info. Am I the a-hole? In my opinion, yes, since I was specifically told not to make it awkward. I don't know how you made it awkward, but I did. I'd much rather know if there was something I could have done differently under the constraints I was in. Thank you for any and all tips. That is horrible. That is fucking so horrible. Oh my god, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That is so horrible. Do ye think that's parasocial? Name and shame the streamer, please. Please name and shame the streamer. Please. Please. Please do. How do you submit them? The submissions have been happening for about 3 weeks. We have 36 in there. Yeah, please name and shame them. More people need to be named and shamed. That's so horrible that happened to you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Fuck, that's soul-crushing shit. Scarface, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I really appreciate it, dude. Man, that sucks. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. Yeah. That's so fucking sad. I'm so sorry, man. I'd hate if someone fucking felt like that after. I think I'd actually cry. I think I'd actually start fucking crying if someone gave me a fucking card. And like that. I would actually start actually crying. That's so fucking shit. You were gifted membership and just returning the favor. That's nice. That's the possibility of the individual not being here who have submitted. Yeah, it's true. They might not be here right now. That's just such bullshit. Like, what the fuck? I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that people treat, like, their viewers and their watchers like that, because, as I said, all of ye here, I consider ye all to be my friends. Like, if any of ye were to meet me here, or to meet me IRL, like, never feel like, you know, that you can't say something to me. Please don't give me anything that's like, you know, bio material. But if it's a card, or if it's a bracelet, or if it's like, I don't know, a necklace of your teeth. I just wanted to give it to you. It's no teeth. I just want to give it to you. It's how much I love you. Just fucking no teeth in the head. Oh, man. Or Girl Scout cookies. Man, that's so... If you ever are at a convention and you ever do see me, or if you're at a concert and you ever see me, or if you're ever out and you do see me, please, please, please don't feel like, you know, I don't want to talk to you. Because if you come up to me and say, hi, you know, I watch your streams or I watch your videos, I am never going to be mean to you. Ever. Ever. I hate people that are like that. Necklace. I want a necklace of everyone's tooth. That'd be crazy. That's so bad. Let's see. We have a long way to go. We're only halfway through the list. This isn't typically am I the a-hole stuff. Maybe it makes good content. Oh, fuck. Here we go. If I were to recognize you in public and after initial hellos offered the following propositions. Oh my god, this is weird after what we were just talking about. Since I've never been in a relationship, I'd like to take you out for food and talk about what that entails in a context that bears no risks. Influencers shall not date fans, so I'm not in the clear with that details. This is not a date. There won't be a second one. I pay for food and non-alcoholic drinks. You can bring an extra person, man, woman, or somewhere in between. There's no pressure for you, your friends to dress, look in any kind of way. You don't need to stay if I'm making you uncomfortable. There's no photos or recordings taken. I'll just make paper notes. There won't be any physical contact. I think you get the idea. Not that I had the balls to actually say all that. So what I'm understanding is you're just asking if I would go out for food as long as there's a second person there or a third person there. Sure. And you don't have to pay me or pay for my food. I could very much pay for my own food. What's up, Yagi? How you doing, yo? But yeah, that just sounds like, do I want to hang out and would I be able to answer some questions on social things while we're there? Sure. That's totally fine. As long as there's other people there, doesn't bother me at all. I've hung out with loads of people at conventions. I've gone out for lunch with people who I've met at conventions. As long as there's other people there, I don't mind. It's totally fine. On a side note, wouldn't it be weird if an influencer dated someone who wasn't a fan, though? No. No, it would be what I would consider normal. I don't think I'd be able to date someone who's a fan, because I feel like they might not see you as a person. Kind of. Life coach? It kind of sounds like it's a life coach meetup. And like, you know, if people want to ask questions, that's totally cool. It'd be normal, otherwise the creator would be put on a pedestal. And it feels like as well, Rizzle, that you would be in a position of power. You know, like the way you shouldn't date like your boss or something. It feels like you would be in a position of power over the other person, which is not good. Yeah, misuse of influence and stuff like that. It was minus 18 Fahrenheit in Chicago and blizzarding. I was supposed to go to school that day and I just wasn't feeling it. Fair. So I got the entire student body to skip after one post on Instagram. Then I found out that the school wasn't cancelled, so I found the address of the superintendent. After many hours, I posted on Instagram a fake account. Then no one did anything. So another year went by. The same instance happened. Negative temps and snowing. So I posted again. Now the students did something. There were diss tracks made and the house was egged. Am I the a-hole? Wait, I don't understand. What the fuck did you post? Did you say that there was going to be an active shooter or something? Have a good day, Scarface. Yeah, I'm confused. Apparently they sent something on Instagram. They got the whole school shut down. And the only thing that I know in America that can get a whole school shut down is an active shooter drill. Or fear. The fuck did you do? Right? Fake bomb. Yeah, that happened in Clare. Was it like March? Remember, if anyone here is in Ireland, remember the message that was sent out for all the schools in Clare that they were, there was a person with bombs and shit? Do you remember that? All the schools in Clare had to be shut down because they said that someone sent in a message that there was going to be an active shooter. That was this year. It was all over the news. The guards were all over town. It was a Thursday. Can you hear my stomach growling? I remember it. It was Thursday. Never on US News. I sound like they made a fake profile in the school admin to make fake snow cancellation. That makes sense. You're more entertaining in a video format. I love your videos, but your streams are long, drawn out, lose my attention. Want to stop by and say much love. That's fair. Sometimes streams are just not for people. Like, streams are long, and I feel like when you're talking to someone on stream, you're getting like the real deal of a person, and you're not getting the cut, filtered video format. Streams are like having someone over to your house and having chats with them for the day. And they are a lot slower. Like, you can't be jumping up and down the walls on stream. And this background music. I never had background music, though. Live streaming is like a marathon, and a 10-minute video is like a sprint. Exactly. Like, it's hard to, like, you know, be all the way up here for 5 hours on stream. Let's see. Oh, this is long. Am I the a-hole for causing my ex's reputation with her family to be destroyed? Love this. Let's see. When me and my ex were in high school, we started dating, and it was pretty good relationship. We went out on some dates, hung out often, and it was doing pretty well. But right after the school year finished, she was immediately starting ghosting me, went no contact, and about 2 weeks later I sent her a text saying that we should break up if this is how she would like it, if this is how she would be like in the future, since she would answer my calls, until about a month later when she texted me asking if we could get back together. And I was absolutely shocked that she would even suggest that after she ghosted me. And after I sent the text and I responded to her by saying, no, that won't happen even if we were together, if it was good, as I'd rather someone who would be in contact with me all the time instead of just during some parts of the year. And then she went on a rant through text about how we were meant to be, and that I will regret ever breaking up with her. And I just screenshotted the text and sent them to her mother and father, asking them to make sure my ex won't contact me. Sadly, I don't have them anymore since my younger brother broke that phone and SIM card. But about the middle of August, when my friend, who was still somewhat on good terms with her, sent me a recording of her and her family in an argument, and it's them asking how she could lie to them about still being in contact with me when she obviously wasn't, thanks to me sending the parents the text showing that she ghosted me. And I was shocked that she did that to her parents, and that's where the recording ended. And he was saying how her family doesn't trust her anymore, and how she now can't trust much that she says to them. Sorry, I have a little spit in my mouth. I've been told that it's my fault since I sent the text to her parents from some friends, and I've been told that it was all on her for doing that to me and her parents. I just like an outside opinion. That was very PG-13. I loved it. I was she needs a dose of reality with her. It's like being in sounds like a high school relationship. Yeah. But yeah, if someone's acting ridiculous, I guess sending the messages to their parents isn't the worst. Like, I've sent messages to people's parents before. Like, when people are saying outrageous, like, scary, self-harm related things, and it's 2:00 in the morning, I'm going to call your mom. Am I the asshole if I call someone's mom because they're sending self-harm stuff at 3:00 in the morning? I've been called the asshole for doing that. Yeah. Like, so many times I've called up people's parents. Like, I remember one time, it was a friend, and I had his mom's number because I was always over at his house and he was always over at my house. So I called up at like 3 in the morning. I remember his mom being like, you know, who was this? And I was like, Clara, go check on. And she was like, why? And I was like, because he sent me extremely distressing messages. Please go check on him. And she was like, oh my God, okay. Thank you. And hung up the phone. And then the next day in school, he gave out shit to me, saying that he was grounded and that his phone was taken off him and that it was all my fault because he wasn't serious. And I was like, you were telling me that you were going to unalive yourself. So, no, my conscience is so clear and you're an attention seeker. Like, that's just such fucking ridiculous behavior. You don't send shit like that, especially in today's times. Oh, this was back in 2009, 2009, 2010. My ex sent me a weird message and I know exactly her plan. You can do whatever you want, just don't. And the next day she called me and asked, how did you know? If someone sent me a message like that, oh my god, I'm calling the fucking ambulance straight away. If I have any, if there's ever a doubt in my mind, I've sent ambulances to people's houses as well. Yep, that was crazy. And I got in trouble for sending the ambulance when the ambulance was actually needed. Can you imagine? The ambulance was I can't tell you in detail what happened because it'll definitely be against TOS, but it wasn't a false alarm. But then that person was admitted as a result of that, and they didn't talk to me for the whole 6 months that they were admitted because I got them admitted. Can you imagine? Fuck. 2 weeks ago. Australian reporting self-harm can get that a person of domestic violence restraining order to protect you. What do you mean? Stamp 4 visa from the US and advice. Good luck. Enjoy. Are you AI? No. But let's see. Me and my girlfriend and my kids moved in together at the start of this year into a very expensive private rented house. She had nicer things than I did, so I gave most of my things away when we moved in together. She earns significantly more than I do and can easily afford the house, but if she left, I couldn't have afforded it for myself and the kids. I had been on the list for social housing for some time, and in July, I was offered an affordable permanent home that was big enough for myself and the kids. If I didn't accept the house, I might not have been offered another one for many years. She told me if I accepted the house, we were over. What? Me and my girlfriend weren't happy and were living together didn't improve that. So I accepted the house. That gave me security for myself and my kids. I share 50-50 split custody with their mother for the foreseeable future. Doing so meant I had to get entirely new things for the kitchen utensils to all new furniture. Having left, I know it was the right thing to do. She is very hurt, but also accept that we weren't happy. We had a holiday booked together the 7th of August, 7 nights we were taking the kids. She instead took her nephew for 4 of those nights. She told me that she was leaving the place early and I asked her if she could rest the holiday. She's now trying to bill me for the nights I used, but they were going to be unused anyway. Did I do the right thing by taking the house? Should I pay her money for otherwise empty caravan when she was going to leave Friday anyway? Am I the a-hole? Do not pay her, and you are not the a-hole. Like, what? People are so weird. People are so fucking weird. I swear to God. Yeah, she just wants to control you. Oh, sorry. No, she just wants to control you. That just sounds like an extremely, extremely controlling person. That's wild. How did the rest of your face get busted? Funny. Yeah, the girl just sounds mad for some reason. But, okay, wait. BRB, I have to go to the bathroom. BRB, if you're watching on YouTube, come and join us on Twitch. Do you like my PJs? Aren't they so cute? Look, I got my cows on. Guy? Y'all having fun in the chat? Enjoying yourselves? Did you wash your hands? Yes, I washed my hands. I need more water though, because my mouth is getting very what's the word? You know, like you know when you get that dry spit in your mouth because you're talking too much. Pee hands. That was impressively fast. Thank you. I try. Thank you. Have a good day, Blackie. Cottonmouth. Yeah, that's me right now. I've been talking so much. I'm reading all of these out. But thank you so much for the 344 likes on YouTube, by the way. If you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying the stream, please don't forget to 1, drop a follow, 2, drop a like, and if you have a Twitch account, please come and join us on Twitch. I would really appreciate the love and support. Let's get to 200 viewers on Twitch. We just need 30 more people to join us from YouTube, baby. Let's get back to these boys. Let's see. Okay, here's the backstory, which is important to explain. Love some backstory. So when I was 17, I joined the Navy. Training first, since you're not able to accurately become part of the armed forces until you're 18 officially, but with your parents' guardian's permission, you're allowed to start training at 17 years old and still get basic pay. For my family, it was a big help since my mom was a single mom and raising me and my sister was a financial struggle at the time. My biological father was not there. Let's just keep it short. Not there for us financially or any other way. Deadbeat cunt. Get it. Now, I have found my calling and ended up with a group of people who become more than just co-workers for me in more way than another. I met my first love because of an accident during a survival training. We had a guy in the team who was always throwing his knife up and catching it at some point. He tripped and the knife was sent flying and ended up in my arm. How the fuck could you like that person? I think they're a fucking dick. We went to the medics who made it clear they would not fix it there. So I was taken to the hospital and now this is where I met Lisa. She was a medical student at the time and highly gifted. Okay, it wasn't the person that fucking put the knife in your arm. And I was the first person you needed to do stitches on. She was clearly very nervous about it. So I made the joke, hey, what's the worst that can happen? I get left with a scar. I always did hear cute girls like scars, which made her laugh and made her less nervous. She finished it while we had some small talk, where I did learn her name and some other stuff. And honestly, I wanted to ask her out there, but did not. So after that, later night, I told my Navy squad about meeting her, blah, blah, blah. I sneaked out of base and went to the hospital and ended up getting a date with her and her number. Now, over the time, we dated more and more, and I became part of a smaller squad, which was me and 5 other people. And our commanding officer was their dad, and trust me, they did not get preferential treatment at all from our commanding officer. We were a great team. The first time I was going to pick up Lisa at her parents' house, I was honestly very nervous. The commanding officer opened the door. Well, shit. So I stuttered. So the commanding officer, who was his officer, opened the door and asked what he was doing there. And he stuttered to pick up Lisa. Looked at me like he was going to kill me, but his wife invited me in. So I came in and waited for Lisa to be real. Honestly, I was never so scared in my life before but she was worth it. So you know my dad, I told her he was my commanding officer. He went hard on me after that. This is very long, guys. I asked him why he was hard on me for making small mistakes after that. Lads, I can't read this. No, no. I'm sorry. That is way too long. It's so long. Like this is, that's a short story. I can't read that. I'm sorry. I hope you and Lisa stay together. Like, please don't write me small stories. Like, that's basically a fucking movie script. that you wrote. Please, keep it as short and sweet as you can. I have fucking no idea what happened. Read the end at least. It wouldn't make sense. It was the plot of fucking Pearl Harbor inside there. God, that was long. No, it was way too long. We can see that's a wig. Well, I hope so. I hope you can see that it's a wig. And it's okay that, you know, people want to wear wigs. Okay, let's get on to the next one. Why can't I get on your stream? Using the link on FB, it says, sorry, unless you've got a time machine, the content is unavailable. I should probably fix that. Thanks for telling me that. That's actually here in this. One time I was going to the bank to lodge money before a concert. I had my hair fully done in Y2K fashion and big bold makeup. There was an elderly woman struggling to get up the stairs of the bank, and the front door is 200-year-old oak. So I offered her my arm, and she looked at me and said, what are you supposed to be? I offered to help her again while we were walking up the stairs. She asked me where I was going with makeup like that, and I said to a show, and she said, what, a clown show? I looked at her and reminded her if I released my arm that she'd probably fall and hopefully break her hips, along with the smile on her face, so she should show more gratitude for people offering her help. She was very quiet for the next few seconds getting into the bank, but everyone told me I was too vicious and she was just old. Am I the a-hole? I think no. I think no. Because if you are offering someone help and they are being extremely rude to you about your appearance while you are helping them, you can put them in their place. But not asshole level. Yeah, she started it. Like, if someone said, like, you look like a clown, you better be ready to accept the consequences of your actions. Am I right? It doesn't matter their age. Like, if they're in the position to say something like that to someone else, that's crazy. Am I the a-hole for not grieving and not missing my mother-in-law and glad she's dead? Great. Truthfully, my mother-in-law was an awful person. She was abusive to my husband and his siblings, both before and after she was on drugs. Nice one. I saw what she did to my sister-in-law, but heard about everything she did to my husband. When my husband was 5, she tried smothering him with a pillow. She tried to drown herself in front of him. And when my husband was 6, she left him in a car with his infant younger brother for hours at a park while she went to a house across the street and got high. She beat my husband so bad when he was in kindergarten that he had to put makeup on his face to cover the bruises she left. Also, seeing the way she used to treat my sister-in-law broke my heart. I've known my sister-in-law until she was in kindergarten. She's 21 now. We talk in length about everything she did or has done to my husband and his siblings. She was unhealthily obsessed with my husband and my oldest son, like in an extremely disgusting way. I'm not reading this part out loud. She said she loved my husband more than her own husband, like her son. She tried everything in her power to get me to leave. She would be verbally and emotionally horrible to me. Most people wouldn't have stayed, but I loved my husband. I didn't want to leave him in that situation. We were 16 when I started dating. Jeez. She treated my kids extremely different and tried to buy her kids and my kids love. I was forced to help take care of her. Why? When she was having health problems. Fuck her. We left her to fucking rot. Literally despised my mother-in-law. Why did you help her then? I still do. I would call my mom and vent to her an hours and agreed that all my feelings were valid. I go as far as say I'm glad she's dead. I'm glad she died while my children were still little, because who knows how. Why did you help though? is because my father-in-law and sister-in-law were still amazing people and deserved to see my kids and husband. Wait, the only reason I didn't cut her off is because my father-in-law and sister-in-law are still amazing people and deserve to see my kids and husband. Not that my mother-in-law is gone. They are so much happier. Yeah, but why help? Why help her? Like, that's my question. Like, why did you help someone who actively abused your husband and his siblings? I think you're just a better person than me, because if I saw that a person like that had gotten sick and needed help, there's no way in God's good green earth would I ever find the love in my heart to help a person like that. I would say choke, die, cope, bye. I wouldn't have done it. I would have helped pull the plug. Exactly. No way. No. It would have been, you've seen no help from me. That's a fact. Mother-in-law would change, but Nah. Doesn't matter. How can you change? You can't change. Once you've abused children, you can't change. Would you let a child abuse? Do you think someone who has abused children can change? She also sexually abused her children. That's the part I left quiet. No. I'm Irish, yes. No way. No. For saying, am I the a-hole for saying to my cousin that she's a bad mother because of her 10-year-old daughter was up at 3 a.m. making herself food, and if she fed her real food instead of junk food, she wouldn't be at night hungry? Yeah. No, you're not the asshole. A 10-year-old shouldn't be eating at 3 a.m. What do you think? Oh, we already talked about OnlyFans today, Soz. What do you think, guys? Do you think a 10-year-old shouldn't be eating at 3 a.m.? Genuine question. What happened to all the IRA dudes besides prison? Like, were they actually bad? It depends on what IRA you're talking about. Are you talking about the IRA from Northern Ireland in the 1970s to 1990s? Or are you talking about the Irish Republican Army from the 1910s to the 1930s? Two very different things. 10-year-olds should be in bed before 3 a.m. 10-year-olds should be in bed at like 8. Like, that's crazy. They should have had their dinner. And they should have been in bed long ago. If a 10-year-old is awake in 3 a.m., that means not only bad parenting, but lack of discipline in the parents. I think it's lack of discipline, bad parenting. And I would kind of wonder if there's some kind of abuse. Why is the child getting food at 3 in the morning? Yeah, no, are they getting up to steal a snack? That's why I think it would be abuse. It's weird. Yeah, 10-year-olds should be dead asleep at 3 a.m. Yeah, if the 10-year-old is hungry, they're not feeding the kid enough. It's a fact. Am I the a-hole for being woken up in the middle of the night and punching out, hitting the person that was trying to wake me up in the face? Yeah, you're a fucking lunatic. Why the fuck did you hit someone for waking you up? I saw someone do that before. I've literally seen someone do that. And I stand by, you're a lunatic. My kitchen's open, self-serve 24/7. I grew up hungry and promised my son wouldn't be. Okay, that's a very specific circumstance. Like, I really think that a lot of people have to, and I'm not saying this to be mean to you, genuinely, I'm not. I'm saying this as someone needs to probably say it, but the world isn't ran on whataboutism. And I think a lot of people in 2025 need to park it and remember that things that aren't a very, very specific, like 1% situations aren't the norm. So saying like, you know, the reason this happened to me is the way I'm doing this and you're wrong and 10-year-olds shouldn't be blah 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 because of me. It's like, yeah, whataboutism. That is a very specific situation that happened to you and the reason you do that. But a normal, regular 10-year-old should not be getting up at 3 a.m. to go down and make food. Just saying. What about getting up for a glass of water? That's totally fine. If you need to get water, go get water. But if you need to eat at 3 a.m., I would say, unless you're actually fucking starving, yes, have some toast. And I will make it for you. But you shouldn't be waking up hungry if you have good dinner. And before you go to bed. Like, you know what I mean? Let's see, we got another one here. Am I the a-hole for upsetting my boomer coworker? I work in a company with 15 people, so we typically all have lunch at the same time. Bob is a lot older than some of us by nearly 20 years, and because of working in close proximity to younger people, he is now becoming up to date with social media like Facebook and TikTok. Oh, that's cute. The only problem is he likes watching them on full volume at the table with everyone at lunch, scrolling through videos like an iPad kid at dinner. One day I had a bad headache sitting across from him laughing at an AI video, and I lost it a little, telling him to get headphones or turn it off because we didn't want to hear AI rubbish on our lunch break. Since then, he hasn't watched any videos at lunch anymore and sits quietly at a table by himself. I think he's just looking for pity and will bounce back, but everyone's saying I was too harsh. So am I the a-hole? What do ye think? Do you think this person is the a-hole? I think no. Because I know what it's like to sit at a table with like 15 people on a lunch break. And if someone was obnoxiously playing AI loud videos or any kind of YouTube or TikTok videos super loud on the same table, I would be like, please stop. I'd be pissed. Has anyone been doing the bingo this stream? Has anyone been doing the bingo? In common spaces, you have to be respectful for others. Exactly, yeah. And I think that this person is genuinely trying to look for attention by moping and sitting at the other table. He may not have realized how loud it was. Yeah, but he was told. And if he wants to mope and make it his entire personality to mope about it, that's completely his choice as well. We don't know how loud it was said, though. We don't know how loud it was said. It could have been like, you know, just like saying, can you please turn it down or get headphones? I have a headache. Like, and maybe a few people around heard. Because I don't think in a professional environment they started screaming, can you turn that down? Or get headphones. Like, I can't imagine someone, like, in a workplace scenario getting away with, in front of everyone at work, shouting at another employee across the table. So, I don't think they actually, like, I'd say when they say they lost it, I'd say they just were very stern and they're taking it to heart. Having autism or ADHD does not excuse you from being told to not do something. Like, I actually hate it when people say, it's because of my autism. That doesn't, like, change what I asked. Like, I have autism as well. I genuinely think I also have ADHD. I don't use that as an excuse for me being a bad person. And if someone tells me to stop doing something or to do something, I try my best to do it. It doesn't give you a free pass. You stole your teacher's coffee and lied about it. Not the a-hole. That was the last one. Oh my days. That was the last one. That was crazy. Fucking hell. That was a lot. Woo. Those were a lot. We got through them though. We got through them. Whew. That was wild. That was crazy. You did it. I did it. That was a lot. That was a lot of reading. Did you like it though? What was the one that stood out for you? What was the one that stood out for me the most? Probably the one admitting to sexual assault. That was fucked. Like, how can you openly admit to sexually assaulting somebody? That was crazy. That you admitted to a whole fucking crime. And the cousin was wild too. Admitting our fucking your cousin. Didn't have time to make a fake Google account, so I didn't send anything. I can't see your email address. Oh no, I can, sorry. But I don't look at them. Is your birthday the 4th of September? Because it is mine as well. Nope, I am the 2nd of September. My birthday is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days. Oh my god, exactly 2 weeks. That's crazy. Oh yeah, because it's Tuesday. My birthday's in 2 weeks. That's crazy. What the fuck did I miss? You missed a lot of Am I the A-hole chat confessions. So the chat actively send in anonymous confessions of things that they've done and asking if they're okay or not, if they're the asshole or not. I don't think I'm a Virgo. Because apparently, this is interesting. So the sun and the stars have all moved a little bit since astrology started, right? So what they would consider your star sign 5,000 years ago, your star sign is actually different today. So let me look up what my actual star sign is. Accurate star sign. Accurate star sign calculator. Um, true star sign. I don't know what it is though. I don't know what to look it up. I don't know what to look up, like, you know, what your actual star sign is by the right stars that are there right now. But apparently I'm either Libra or Virgo. I'm not sure where I stand on it though. What about your attraction towards Capricorns? I think that anyone that says anything to do with their star sign and take it as a personality trait is one of the biggest icks that I could ever come across in my life. Like if you say, oh, I'm just like that because I'm a Capricorn, or I only date other Aquariuses because they're the only people that get me. You are fucking crazy. You are crazy. You're crazy. You know that, right? Like, no. It's, so please, wait, the only reason I care about being an Aries is because lead singer of Gorillaz is also Aries. Tax fraud is such a Pisces thing. What the fuck? It's so weird. I was born on Halloween. That's all I care about. That's cool. That's pretty cool. It's just, yeah, yeah. I just look at it and I roll my eyes so hard. Sorry, I'm a cunt. I'm an asparagus, and one of Saturn's moons is 1 degree to the left. I'm gonna remember that one. Sorry, I'm in such a bad mood today. I'm an asparagus. It's just my asparagus. I'm just a rising asparagus and a falling onion. I'm an asparagus and Mars is in the microwave. Stop. And Mars is in the microwave. That is so good. Oh man, I need to remember that one. That's so funny. Stop. Oh, did you enjoy the stream though? Did you enjoy the that? Would you like to do that again? If we did it, would you like to do it again? Yes, no, maybe. My element is helium because I'm well, we still have to reach the next goal by Saturday. Hopefully we do reach it. There is still 2 more days in the week before we reach Saturday, because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Friday are myself and Flynn. We have a job to do tomorrow. We're cooking something for you, chat. Oh my god, Mikey, dude, thank you so much for the 5 subs. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. If anyone's wondering what myself and Flynn are cooking, we're working on an anime kind of podcast video thing, and we're going to be doing it tomorrow. So the things that we're going to be, and we're going to give you like the non-spoiler edition on stream on Thursday. So the main points we're going to talk about in the video for tomorrow is, one second, I wrote down my points. The summer 2025 listings and hype check. So highlight the big names this season, which anime I'm most excited for, which anime I was most surprised by, those kind of things. compare community hype versus actual reception of the anime that got a lot of hype and how much it's dropped off or, kept going. The next segment was Gachi Akuta anime versus manga. The manga art style versus the anime adaptation. Then Takopi dominating the charts, segment 3. Segment 4, Crunchyroll award and fan bias debate. That's something I really want to talk about. And number 5, the anime movies becoming the norm. That will be the last part of the topics for that we'll talk about tomorrow. Anime podcast. Incredible. I'm allowed to watch your streams when my wife is at home. Not really any good reason. She just says you goof off. Dodgy vibes. I give off dodgy vibes. What the fuck does that mean? Hold on. How do I give off dodgy vibes? What did I do wrong? Sorry? I didn't do fuck all. If anything, I always say that I don't like parasocial relationships and that I like to make sure that everyone here knows that we're all just friends and nothing would ever go past any of that with anyone on stream ever. And I don't like for anyone to think anything further than that. And don't get any idea otherwise. Dodgy vibes. Dodgy. That's wild. Are you also not allowed to go to the gym? Are you allowed to go to the gym in case there's other girls there? That's wild. I mean, like, fair enough. If you're okay with your wife being very controlling like that, but I don't do anything. I'm pretty sound, I thought. If you can't dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. You can dodge a wrench. If you... But anyway, tell your wife I'm sorry. I don't know. Tell her I'm sorry for... I don't know what the fuck I did, but I guess I'm sorry for it. It's wild. But, yeah. Good disguise, scars and face, travel, international, dodgy vibes. Yeah, no, it's true. I'm a spy. Give your tickets yup girl accent or scanger accent. Wait, you want me to give my best Limerick accent? What's the... Are the yup girls taking over the scanger accent? I thought I already had a pretty strong scangerish accent with the pull that I have in the way I speak. Like, everyone always says that my voice is very tinny. That I always go like that and I'm always very nasally. But if I was talking to anyone from around town, I'm telling ya, it would come out a lot more. And I'd be going on. I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, no, man. No, I'll see you in town there later, yeah? Nah, man. No, I have some work to do, like. I'm going to help the mother. Pure nasally kid. I feel like this lady would possibly beat my ass. Do you wear the ring before... What? Do you wear that ring before marriage? What? Can you say my last name in your accent? Never heard it from an actual Irish accent. Well, it's not an Irish name. But if you're watching on YouTube, please come and join us on Twitch. We'd greatly appreciate it. Probably on about the clattering. I do have a clattering. It's in the bathroom. I just don't wear rings when I'm at home because I just don't see an interest in it. One of your besties is from Limerick. Is Bohannon Irish? No. I've never heard... Wait, what? My nose looks like it's hanging weird. Doesn't it? Oh, it wasn't connected. That was it. Sorry, it wasn't connected. There we go. There, sorry. It wasn't connected properly. Bohannon. Bohannon's not an Irish name, I don't think. Let me look it up. Why am I looking up your last name? When Google is free. Bo... Oh, it's... Oh. It's an anglicized version of Bohan, which is an Irish name. There you go. It's an anglicized version of an Irish name. Kind of like Kieran, which is Kieran. There you go. I need to get my septum re-pierced. I swallowed my septum through my nose. You what? You what? How fucking big are your fucking nasal passages? How did you swallow your fucking septum through your nose? You have the fucking nasal passages of a motorway. Of a dual carriageway. Curious. Do you get taxed on the amount of air that goes through your nose? Save some for the rest of us, man. Man, you know, if you're ever looking for a job, you might be able to apply for the fucking canine detectives, like. I'm so sorry. Oh man, sorry. No, I'm just trying to be funny. That does sound a little mean. Ah, it's funny. I would never get my lips or get my my septum re-pierced. That was the sorest fucking thing I ever sat through. I would never do it again. Ever. No. To be honest, that's how we flirt in Ireland. It's true. If someone is really mean to you in Ireland, that means they like you. If someone, and you know, like, everyone in Ireland is afraid to do anything different because as soon as you try to do something different, you get the piss taken out of you first. Like, you know, if you wear a hat or a French beret, you might be walking around being called Mario. Thank you for dropping a subscription on YouTube. I really appreciate it. If you're new on my YouTube, my lips are kind of dry, and you're enjoying the stream so far, if you could 1, drop a sub, 2, drop a like, and 3, come join us on Twitch. So the English really like the Irish. That's really low. That's really low. That's a really low thing to say. I've nothing to say to that. I got no comeback. Sucks to be Irish, I guess. But here's a question. So I said that we do guess the frame for tomorrow, and we'd fill you in on the chats that we were having for the anime video. So I can speak Irish, yeah. Is there has anyone thought of anything they'd want to do for Friday? Have you thought of anything you'd like to do on stream? I said I'd ask you again today. Immigration in Ireland, what's your take? Irish people cannot have any kind of opinion on immigration since we have one of the biggest diasporas in the world, and we emigrated to all parts of the world, and we have gone to Australia, we have gone to America, we have gone to Canada, we have gone to England, we have gone to Europe, all in our hours of need. So us as Irish people cannot say anything about anyone wanting to get a better life for themselves. The only thing that is a problem in Ireland is the government giving out resources to people when they should be giving resources to the Irish people as well. It is the government who is at fault. Until you all wake up and stop voting in fucking gangsters who are taking all the money and you are never going to see it, you will never sort out the problems in Ireland. Stop voting for Fianna Fáil. Stop voting for fucking Fine Gael. But is there anything you guys want to do for Friday? What is up with certain European governments lately? Like, seriously. Yeah, vote Sinn Féin. I wish I had a fucking Sinn Féin shirt. That would be so cool. A few more unban requests? We could do some unban requests if you'd like. Seeing game. No, that'll have to be one of these kind of things. You can rest on Friday. No, we're working on Friday. We're here on Friday. There's no rest. There's no rest. What's your OnlyFans? I don't have one. Go outside. Get some fresh air. Breathe in. Breathe out. Women are not sexual objects for your entertainment. But can we get a poll, please? What do you guys want to do? Do you want to do the unban requests? Quick question. I forgot when you said when you'll be back in Finland. I got something off your wish list and supposedly was delivered on the 28th of August. Oh, Ferry will be there. Ferry will be able to pick it up. I won't be back until the 15th of September. We can play. Talker, you're obviously new to my chat. I don't drink. Where are you from? Ireland. less strict than in the UK? Do they also imprison for internet posts and try to control users' age? No. In Ireland, we don't have any of those laws because we're in the EU. You're not allowed to do that. You don't drink. Yeah, no, if you're going to be racist or hibernophobic in the chat, you'll be banned from the chat. So don't come in here being hibernophobic, because you wouldn't ask a Chinese person any derogative questions about being Chinese, because people would call you out for being racist. But the same thing goes for Irish people. Like you can be horrible to anyone from any country. So if you want to take that route, go ahead. We'll ban you. What's your natural hair color? Blonde. Yeah, get banned now and see if we get your appeal on Friday. It's something you wanted for my stream setup. You don't say. You don't say. The worst thing that happened to Ireland was the Anglicization of the Irish language. No, it wasn't the 1 million people killed. The 2 million people killed and the 2 million people that had to leave. It wasn't any of the laws that didn't allow Irish people to own a horse more than £5 or live within 5 miles of a town within their own country, or them to be allowed to go to school. No. The worst thing that happened to Ireland was the Anglicization of the Irish language. Man, get the fuck out of here. You fucking idiot. God. Okay, you want to do Unban Friday? A stupid thing to say. Oh, there's so many derelict houses. Myself and my mum were driving through Galway there on Sunday. And when we were coming up from, the private hospital, the Bon Secure Hospital, going towards GMIT, just that strip of road there was like 4 derelict bungalows on one small strip of road. I think there should be a law that after 5 years, if a house is left derelict, it should be able to be bought up by the government and given to somebody else. It's an absolute disgrace. Derelict houses should not be allowed to stay derelict, especially during a housing crisis. What do you think about that? Or at least forced into auction. I agree. Slovenia? That's cool. Squatters should be able to squat. No. I fucking hate squatters. I fucking hate it so bad. What is a derelict house? Just a house that's being left to become rotten, and nothing can be done with it. Turn derelict housing into housing for the homeless. No, I don't think that's a good idea, because it's an unsafe living condition. You shouldn't allow for people to live in unsafe living conditions, or say that's for the homeless because it's derelict. It's like, no, that's not good. Yeah, they need to be knocked. Yeah, that's the only thing that you can really do with derelict buildings. And someone has to pay for those to be knocked. And I guess the government does have a lot of money, but they pocket all of it. I wasn't offended, but educating more idiots. Just educating. Yeah, it's fair. There's an absolute rise in anti-intellectualism in 2025. It's crazy. It is crazy. But I think I will call it here for today. And I will get started on some work that I need to do. But thank you all so much to everyone who joined the stream today. I really appreciate it. You guys have been absolutely... What's for dinner? No fucking idea, man. Mom said she's going to eat 3-day-old spuds. Three-day-old spuds. That does not sound enticing to me. I'm going to probably get some sushi. But sounds good. Nasty. But thank you all so much to everyone who showed up today. I won't be here tomorrow because tomorrow is Wednesday and I don't stream on Wednesdays. I'll be working with Flynn doing a video. But thank you to everyone who did show up today. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who dropped a sub today as well. Genuinely, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Everyone who does donate and gift subs, and everyone who does individually sub, thank you so much as well. I'm trying to get to 300 individual subs, and when we get to 300 subs, I did say that I would collab with an artist to try and get some original work done for all the people who have individually subbed to my channel, and try and get a cool piece of merch for all those people who did subscribe. So thank you all so much to everyone who has so far, and if you're thinking about it, would greatly appreciate it. So I will be not here tomorrow, but I will see you guys on Thursday for the Guess the Cross. So I'll get loads of really cool videos, or not videos, but freeze frames of like crosses and stuff in movies and TV shows and video games. And I wonder who, and Finn will have to guess where they're from and see if he can beat me. So I will see you guys on Thursday. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.